Bam. Oh, I got to put something in the chat because it'll... I think we can chat.
Is this live right now?
I think we're live right now, dude.
Oh, yeah, the official. I see it. So what I always do is I always copy this link here, right? The power of links, right? So I'm going to mute my mic while I set it down and I type all this shit.
Yeah.
Wait, you don't hear my chatter.
All right, folks. Welcome to another TWIRB This Week in Random Baseball. I got to get my hat. You can't see shit. Got our focus this filter on. Here with Dutch Chattahoochee, the man, the myth, the legend.
Back from
we both prepped segments this morning. Isn't that amazing, buddy?
I think it is. The fact that it's preparation, right?
I hope Ricky shows up. I think Ricky watching the entire thing really bumped our analytics numbers, and that blew my mind.
It's going to get us popular.
Should I go to YouTube and should I go to YouTube and
I would.
Find it and then post hashtags and shit?
That's what I'm doing right now.
Oh, you're doing it right now?
Yeah, well,
okay.
I'm doing it to Facebook and my Twitter.
Okay.
But,
do we need to make a thumbnail and do all that? Are you doing that?
I can't do that. Because you're the one that has the Sting open.
Okay, the studio.
Yeah, because I don't think two people can log into the same account.
All right. I think we're the one watcher. Let me go like this, and then I'll do snip tool. Oh, I can't do that.
That's all you need is one watcher. So someone comes into this right now. They're just here doing show prep right now.
Snip tool.
I'm going to mute this real quick just so I can post this thing. Actually, you know what? No, I don't need to hold it. Here. That's what this is for. I feel like a old school DJ right here.
That's how you do it. Oh, snap. That works.
You got it to go or what?
I guess. I'll just call that desktop.
I'm going to post this to Twitter here. Tag you.
People were like, is this how they do it every day? Yeah. This is exactly how we do it, folks. We just get our shies together and go from there. Keep the bum music rolling because why not? It's all part of doing an awesome live stream. I think there's people actual real podcasters who don't.
We're real podcasters.
Who have employees or something and actually make money doing it, but we don't really do that. YouTube Studio. Let's find our live content. Live. Okay. Let's go edit that, and then I can add this thumb.
I posted one on Twitter myself.
No, it's not made for kids.
And then,
use a thumbnail. Desktop.
So I posted one on Twitter myself, and I retweeted yours. So there's two of them right there.
Bam, right there. What hashtags we want to do?
I was doing baseball podcast, and then podcasts.
Baseball.
And I would hashtag live too. Why not?
Oh, hashtag live. Hashtag baseball. Oops.
Back in the day, I don't know if people still do this, but they would put random hashtags, whatever was popular, just so that video would come up.
Just so people put it. I'm gonna put it crypto.
Kim Kardashian.
Crypto.
Someone would fucking do.
Should we put Kardashian?
I don't see why not.
Why not? Hashtag.
I don't know how to spell Kim Kardashian.
Kardashian.
I don't even know how to spell that.
All right, I've got everything hashtag so people can find us. Save that.
I posted to the two main most used things I have on the internet.
I guess we're saved there. So I think we're live, dude. I don't know if we really have any viewers. I think this thing's got brain lock. The computer can only handle so much,
That's the problem with technology.
Here's your chance to help make YouTube better. I don't know. Let's go back. No. Cancel. I don't want to discard changes. Changes saved. Okay, let's go here.
I don't know what I'm doing here, buddy. I really don't.
Dude, you're crushing it. Let's go to the profile, see if we're up there live. And if we ever get a viewer, I know it's going to eventually happen where we just go for 2 hours and nobody's watching. And then we go back later and like, yeah, we didn't have any sound. You know?
Sounds like I can see their mouths kind of moving.
Here,
but-
well, I'll be quiet and I'll turn on the live feed.
Okay. All right, so I'm gonna go into the live one right now. I can leave YouTube open.
All right, folks, let's go. Whoa! Accidental movement. All right, so there's OBS. OBS seems to be working. Whoa, no, don't want to do that. And then this guy, and that keeps that right there, and then you can go back to YouTube.
I can see you moving the screen live. It's kind of funny.
Just close that. We'll go here.
Oh, you know what? No wonder it looks like shit all the time on my computer.
Why is that?
Because for some reason it had the default setting as 420p.
All right, let's just go to YouTube.
I think it looks slick.
All right, we're good. Now we can search anything on YouTube. Anything our 0 viewers desire, we can do. But that's a perfect place to end that bump music, buddy. Back in with my focus filter with the man, Dutch Chattahoochee.
Nebraska Zone.
Nebraska Zone.
I will say this about me, Nebraska. I feel like my title for them is the Forgotten Son.
You are the forgotten son.
They forget that I exist.
Dude, nobody should ever forget you exist. You're a legend. Should I go shades? Why not? I feel like I have a lazy eye I'm developing, but I can't really prove that. You ever look at yourself in the mirror until you're convinced you have a lazy eye?
No.
Okay, because I do that.
I tried wearing shades last week, but it blocks out my screen on my computer and I can't fucking see. So I'm like, as cool as that looks, I can't do it. I need my specs to see.
Did you ever see the
It'd be funny to do a podcast in the dark.
well, like it doesn't even matter, right? Once we put on the awesome filter. Check out behind you on the feed is the Naked Bat, who I'm just making our sponsor the entire show.
I love their bats.
It is, but look at the thing I drilled into the wall. Isn't that great, bud? You can just access
That is sweet.
a world record attempt bat at any point in time.
That thing has powers.
And this is why I got to call the ACS guy back. Oh, you know what we should do on our little YouTube here? So we should pull up some of Danny O'K's sketches.
Yes.
Right?
We were legit almost to the point as crying on those sketches when we were watching them. They were funny.
Dude, that guy's a funny guy.
Especially my favorite one was the HOA thing. And what makes it even more funny is he's actually works in the HOA.
I don't think he does.
I thought he did. I thought he was the HOA guy.
Well, no, he's making fun of it, I think.
I could have swore he was like in there somehow.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I think he's just making fun of his condos, but shit is comedy gold, honestly.
He's like, slow down. The guy's going like 5 miles an hour.
So yeah, Danny O'K's stuff we'll have to look up at some point during the show. And then notice my books, I'm changing them out. Yeah, I got Baseball 100, and then I got Edgar's autobiography. So when you go back and look at the shows, I mean, not that Edgar won't show up again, but it kind of helps. I'm hearing an echo. I don't know if you are, but
I hear absolutely nothing.
Okay.
I hear me. I hear you. And
I think it sounded good. We listened on Twitter, so I'm not really sure what that is, but
damn, 3 people are watching right now. We're popular.
Oh, dude, if you're watching, comment, because I can go to. I don't really know. I guess I got to open Restream in like a different window. Is that how that works? Move to a new, because that's how I was. Oh, there we go. So I can just like, oh, that's what I'll do. I can go like down here. No. I don't know. Tech is hard. I think you could do like quarters if you move your. There we go. And then I can do this guy.
You know what I need to do? I need to do something.
No.
What's going on?
I just want to do quarters with it.
You can't.
You can't do that. Can you do that right there? No. Anyway,
There's
it's
too
always
many-
something tech, but yeah, I think we're looking good right now, at least on my restream that I'm looking at. I think you should just keep restream like this right here, and then you go like that. Now it works, right? That looks like a good broadcast to me.
Oh, you know
Go
what?
here.
I'm gonna do something real quick. You keep. I mean, hold on. I mean,
Just keep
actually,
talking. Just go like this.
yeah, I had to put this mic because I'm gonna do something. I just realized that my YouTube. I want to change it to my alter ego's name. So if we're in the YouTube video and I'm commenting as Dutch, not me. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
All right. Well, that's what that looks
You
like.
know what's funny is I can't even spell my own name. I have no clue how to spell Chattahoochee without looking it up.
Without looking it up.
It's a wild name, honestly.
That's interesting. I feel like I should have restream over here. But roadmap for today for our viewers, we're going to be talking some baseball. My segment's all Japan, all NPB. We're going to go up and down. I'm going to talk about high school baseball in Japan. I'm going to talk about professional baseball in Japan. I'm going to talk about independent league baseball in Japan. I'm going to talk about college baseball in Japan. I'm going to talk about mothermucking corporate league baseball in Japan. What do you think of that?
I think it's an excellent idea. I don't even know shit about high school Japan baseball. I know it's like a big deal, but I don't. Other than that, that's all I really know.
I mean, it's a bigger baseball culture than America. And since I'm trying to push people away from Major League Baseball because it sucks, yeah, I just want to people to get involved. People get involved in that, you know?
All right, so I'm keeping an eye on the YouTube video. So if someone does comment, I'll be able to see it.
Yep. Let's see here, and then I can go to OBS and fix that. Just got to bring this one up just a little bit. So, whoop, not that one. This one. Bring it up. Then people can see whatever video we're looking at.
Yeah, I can see it on my screen.
All right.
So let me pull this thing down now. That's the beauty about having one of those stands. If you need to type and talk, you just pop that bad boy in there.
Are people going to like hack my other passwords? See what I got on here? I'm going to go.
Oh, shit. You know, I want to close
I don't know. Move that to new window. I don't really think people can get anything off of that screen, but we'll just put Len Dawson up there.
If people really want to get into the accounts, they couldn't get in if they really wanted to.
Yeah. Nope. I wanted to go like this. But yeah, for us in this podcast, I think it's like it's just
we come prepared, but a lot of times we go
trial and error.
Yeah.
There's old Pete Rose.
Pete Rose is great.
Like that.
That man was.
And then I can like go like this and just pull it down.
Charlie Hustle himself.
Yep.
I love that name, Charlie Hustle.
That's good stuff right there. And I can go here and I can pause that. Anytime I want to get there, I just got to go OBS and activate that window. The rest of the time, I honestly feel like we're not framed right. You feel like we got too much on you there? We gotta
I feel like
center
yeah,
it a little bit more.
I feel like if we moved it more towards you, and evened it out a little.
Yeah. Let me do that.
But I feel like people are seeing us do our setup live.
That's how we do it every time, though. That's the unique part of this show.
So they see us. They see us working OBS. They see us doing show prep. They see you messing with the camera when they don't see you. But if you get a shot of that bat on the wall real quick, that'd be great. That is awesome. So thanks. So I got a question. They can't hear you, but when you got that naked bat made with the world record engraved, did they do that themselves, or did you? Oh, they did it. Oh, that's cool that they did it themselves. I thought you bought the bat from them and then you went and got that done somewhere else. Oh shit. So where are they located exactly? Where are they based out of? Minnesota. I'm wondering if what's his face, Joe Mauer, ever took a hack with a naked backhoe.
It's a better.
There we go. Yeah.
I think that's.
Yeah. Now we'll kind of.
I think that's frame better.
Yeah, because you were really out to the side, and looked kind of awkward.
So I don't know. What's your segment? My segment's Japanese baseball, and then riffing off of you.
My wife, by the way, said it's an organic experience watching the setup.
Oh, that's good. We got 2 viewers.
So she gets
Miss
to see
Raymond,
us in
thank
action.
you.
I'm gonna put this bad boy.
I should take your wife's classes because I suck at English, and I want us to like publish a baseball magazine. I'm not sure what the baseball magazine should be called, but I'm gonna throw some ideas at you, and then you tell me.
Go for it.
Okay, the first idea was baseball, Moss baseball. So like the first baseball is spelled Baseball, and then Mas, and then Beasball, Beisbol. So you write an article, have it translated into Spanish,
See,
and then on one side of the page is the English version, and then on one side of the page is the same article in Spanish with the pictures. And therefore, you get North America, South America,
because baseball's huge in
except for Brazil.
Mexico. What's wrong with Brazil?
Well, they speak Portuguese or something, so I can't really translate that. But I'll get all the Spanish speaking, which is mainly like Colombia, Venezuela, all these countries, Panama. They love baseball. So that was one idea. The other one is like just a weird random name, like you're naming a band, like Baseball 9000 or some shit like that.
That's the name of my bat that I use. The baseball 9000.
Baseball 9000.
I'm hitting at least 150-yard home run.
All right, I'm going to turn on the phone so we can do cell phone calls if we need to, and call Jimmy. I'm not sure what he's up to, but
Just passed out.
But then invariably the wife will call.
I still think you need to get a cheap burner phone just for this. So if you want to play music or take calls,
Yeah.
that way that one can be off to the side. You don't have to worry about it because it's funny. So nobody will call you, but as minute as you start using that for the podcast, someone will call you or somebody will text you, and you're like, "This is unreal."
Yeah. No, that's typically how it goes. Attire. I got my Arcereros. I don't know how you're doing it. This office is flipping freezing, man. You're just doing a t-shirt? You want a layer or something?
I'm not cold. I'm not cold.
I got 3 layers on. I got a hoodie. Well, 4 layers. I got a wife beater.
Banana slug hoodie. I love that.
Then I got UCSB banana slugs. If you've never been there, that school is crazy. Campus is insane. And then a nice fleece, Columbia fleece, and then an Arcereros sleeveless.
That was one
so my
that
arm can wind up and get warm.
I like that jacket though,
Yeah.
sleeveless jacket, because you put anything underneath it and it looks badass.
Yeah, but Arcereros, Steelers of the North. Oh man, Monclava.
Second best team in Mexico, but
Because we'll get into that when I do my Japanese talk about Vladimir Valentin. I know I've covered some Japanese stuff before, but this is probably going to be my most in-depth day on it.
I wonder what
because you shouldn't watch Major League Baseball. You should. I know you will, but most people should.
Yeah. I wonder what people like in Japan feel about when Americans come over there to play, like and be on the team.
I got thoughts on that on my segment. I'm not going to tease it or ruin it yet because it was actually I read some really interesting stuff.
Like I don't know if that's a big issue, but maybe.
Yeah, I think it might be somewhat of an issue. But and you're going to talk about certainly Doc Ellis's perfect game, right?
I kind of just picked like the top 3 that I thought were cool because we're cool. That way we're not going off like 20 dudes.
Yep.
And so I thought that'd be cool. Then I thought like actual reasons why baseball is slow, and then just walkout songs for closing pitchers.
Okay.
And that whole little thing.
Okay, so pitching under the influence.
See.
And then walkout songs. What was the other one?
Actual reasons why the game is slow.
Okay.
Not like because there's 9 innings or things, but things that actual reasons why it's slow. One of the things is kind of like a haha thing, but the other thing is actual fact.
I like it.
So yeah.
I like it. And then we can talk about Edgar Martinez. I got his book. Oh, that's what I was saying. So like if you look at TWIRB, you'll be able to see that the set has slightly changed. We're wearing different clothes, but maybe you don't notice that because we have a weird filter on. You'll be able to see the books will get rotated occasionally. So let me bump music in. Let me bump music into the Dutch Chattahoochee segment 1, and it's dealer's choice. You just go with what you want to go and educate us, and then we'll go from here. But I'm going to do the bump in music because you had some funky bump in that. It's a slow.
So I have 2 songs ready to go because they're going to play into the segments that we're going to talk about.
We're going to let this one run a little bit. We could talk over a little bit because it kind of gets going a little bit different.
Oh, that's the beach one that I picked, right?
Well, maybe it was the outro was a little bit slower leading. So welcome to TWIRB, folks. Wednesday, August 24th. Anthony Turnstile with Dutch Chattahoochee going to talk some baseball here. And I'll just hand it over to you, and I'll do the fade, bud.
All right, so I'm going to just bring up 3, like the 3 main pitchers that were pitched under the influence. The third one's kind of like whatever. But the first 2, obviously, is Oil Can Boyd and then Doc Ellis.
Oil Can Boyd, I didn't realize he pitched under the influence.
You had no idea? Seriously?
No.
Oh, shit. Okay, so I was reading an article. It's from like 2012, but this was obviously way after he retired, so it didn't really matter. But he said that he pitched under the influence of cocaine for about two-thirds of his starts.
Oh man,
So let's see. He pitched.
2/3 of his starts.
That's so he pitched about 1,400 innings. So I'm not sure
Wow.
the
Let's
math
look
of
up
that.
some Oil Can Boyd stats while you're talking.
So he said he was under the influence of cocaine for about two-thirds of his starts.
And he said that?
Yeah.
That's an awesome stat. I mean, it's not awesomely good. It's just interesting that didn't know that. Let's do the
I mean, he wasn't like a great pitcher, but he wasn't shitty either.
No, he was solid.
So I mean, he played for what 11 years or something like that.
Yeah,
No, 10 years. I'm sorry, which is insane. So he played for what the Expos, the Red Sox, and the Rangers.
Oil Can Boyd.
Until I did research on that, I had no clue his name was Dennis. Like I knew Oil Can was his nickname, but I had no fucking clue what his name was.
Let's look at some stats here.
But
I mean, 86, the World Series year is 16-10. He was 78 and 77 with a 4 ERA.
Yeah.
That's serviceable. On top of the fact you having like an awesome. Let's see if they can show minors. Let's see how awesome he was in minors. Dude, he's a player. He's a baller in minors, throwing up 2.81 in AA. Here's the thing, I thought Oil Can Boyd was way bigger than. Whoops.
yeah, he's not a big dude. No,
I thought he was way bigger than he was.
this man was hyped up on cocaine for most of his career.
Yeah, I thought. Let's see how big he's. 6'1", 155. I'm 6'1". 155 is dude was tiny. Like just a skinny guy.
What was crazy is a lot of people back then did drugs. I'm not sure.
I mean, coke in the 80s.
Yeah, that was the thing.
That's
yeah.
no secret, but like Doc Gooden, well documented issues with that. But
The Mets.
it's kind of crazy. I was getting so many starts with Boston, but I guess those are rehabs going down to AAA. But like, look here in '84, he did. He got 12 decisions in '83, and now he's back at AAA.
I feel like Boston was his main time, like his best years.
So interesting. I guess he was drafted by 16th Jackson State, Jackson, Mississippi. I'll be darned. Let's look at some innings pitched to base on balls. I mean, low base on balls. Look at this is good stuff right here. 272 innings. 67 base on balls. Strikeouts. I mean, I don't know. Oil Can was a player, but really used cocaine. So here's my question: having never used cocaine,
I've known people that've used it on a regular basis.
So like, and you're gonna get to Doc Ellis, so I don't want to tease that too much, but I mean, psychedelics will last a long time.
Yeah.
I don't know, like, do you go back into the clubhouse and do a line and then come back out and you're amped up to throw fastballs? Or is it like wear off after a few innings? Or if you do like a couple lines before the game, you're just good for 9 innings?
See, that's the thing. I don't know. I would assume you would. It might last all game, but I don't know.
In the fourth, you got to take another bump, that kind of thing.
Since we're on the topic of cocaine, didn't Ron Washington, the old Rangers manager, he did cocaine? He got in trouble right for that too.
Oh my gosh, yeah. And I have to show you the funniest video ever.
Which I mean, as shitty as it sounds, I mean, cocaine obviously is bad for you. But when in terms of like other drugs that baseball players have used, it's really not that big a deal.
I gotta find the Ron Washington song. It's so funny, and I'm gonna have to turn like the sound on the computer, and we just have to shut
Hold
up.
I got my iPod. If you want to put it on my iPod, I can.
No, it's the video.
Oh, it's a video.
Okay. If I can find it, it's the funniest.
Because he was with the Rangers right when he got in trouble for that. I think.
Oh God, what was it? It was so funny.
I remember when it happened when I lived in Dallas and he got in trouble for it. People just like laughed at it. No one really gave a shit. Like it's just cocaine.
I think. I think it is this Brad Neely guy. I think it's Brad Neely. Ron Washington. If I put Ron Washington. You had to be a Rangers fan. Brad Neely. I think this is. I can find it. Apologizes for cocaine use. I th-
I think he's still a manager or coach.
it was
In the league.
hilarious. He was like, it was so funny. He was like snorting up the foul lines. Like, it was, I don't know where.
We'll have
I'll-
to find that video at some point and put it up.
No, you just keep talking. I'll definitely find it on Google or whatever. Ron,
But
um,
I I don't think cocaine is that bad for you because if you're sitting through a whole 9 inning game, you got to do something to keep yourself energized, right?
yeah.
Especially if you're a manager and you're just kind of sitting on the side. But I think it's hilarious that they were because I know I forgot who it was specifically, like players, but I was reading that a lot of people in the 70s and 80s were doing cocaine in the dugout during the game to keep themselves hyped up. So
Man.
that's what I should have took at work, right? When I was working, some cocaine. I would have got more shit done than I already did. But
I don't know.
you're probably never gonna find it.
I can't believe it. It was everybody. Oh man, that sucks.
They may have taken it down too.
Did they take it down because
It's-
they're making fun of him doing blow?
It's possible because YouTube's really strict on what you can post and what like stays up, especially if it's like doing drugs and talking about somebody like that, like making fun of them.
Oh man, it
So-
was.
It might be on. You can try Vimeo. That might work. 'Cause
Yeah, it was. It was so funny because he's like, it was like 140 pounds fucking hitting home runs, and then he's like snorting up the foul
Yeah.
line. I was like, dude, if somebody could find it, one of our 2 viewers can find that, then please do.
I think I'm one of the viewers because I have it open
Okay,
So I can, like, reply
nobody's
to the-
watching, but it's all good.
to the comment. My wife's watching.
Maybe we need to go to the freaky filter. I don't really know, but that's interesting. I didn't know that about Oil Can Void. That was well researched, Dutch, and his numbers. If I can hide this, his numbers would indicate a solid pitcher. The other question you have is like, how much does management know? You know, because like
They have to know. Like, how
like-
do you hide that?
Leo DeRocher, is pretty well aware of a couple of his pitchers when he was, I think, managing Brooklyn. Or maybe it was when he's managing the Giants. I'm not sure, but he was like, this guy does a little bit better if he has a little bit of whiskey. Because it relaxes some guys. He's like, have a drink before you come in from the
Hell yeah.
bullpen. Certain accounts of that. I'm sure the Babe played hungover a few times. Probably hit some
He
dingers.
lives off beer and hot dogs. I mean,
Um,
definitely not. Out of that.
so yeah, and like 70s, 80s, like definitely 70s. That was huge drug culture, amphetamines, and all that other stuff. So who knows?
Because the rules were a lot loose back then. So.
What was David Wells' deal? Was he just hungover as heck, or was he just shit-faced?
Yeah. So apparently he said he was half drunk because I guess the night
Was he
before.
drinking before the
Yeah,
game,
well,
or just
so
the night before? 'Cause
apparently,
he was
yeah.
just hungover.
Apparently there was like a Saturday Night Live taping or after party or something,
Yeah.
and he went to that and stayed out all night. And he also said that he only slept like 2 hours before going to the stadium because he was drunk and hanging out.
Oh well, that's even better than what I knew about. I didn't realize it was an SNL after party.
Yeah, it was him and a bunch of the cast, and I'm not sure if other MLB players went, but I'm sure they did. But being the starting pitcher and being one of the main dudes, that's not something. You wanna
Okay,
do.
so I don't know where I heard this, but I'll find it and put it up. But there's
So he said he was half drunk, which what the fuck is half drunk? He's probably still buzzing. I would assume that's what that means. I don't know.
that would have been like the Sandler years or somewhere. Like he would have been there. Like Norm Macdonald would have been at that party.
Yeah,
there.
because it was 98. Yeah, it would have been in there. Maybe I'm not sure how when Adam Sandler left when he did his movies, but
Oh man,
now my favorite one is definitely Doc Ellis. That's probably my favorite one.
Doc Ellis's is a very interesting story all the way around because there's a whole trajectory to that.
Because he was on
and why-
LSD.
Yeah.
And he said the catcher he couldn't really see, so the catcher had to make like weird signs or something where to put the ball because everything was all tripped out and shit.
I was trying to find something. So I think the after party for SNL, I don't know where I heard this. It could have been in like that Chris Farley documentary.
Probably.
Tavern on the Green is like a really cool restaurant. A lot of movies have had scenes filmed there, and that's on Central Park in New York. So I wonder if Wells was at Tavern on the Green getting housed And then he just goes in the morning. He's like, "Oh, dang, I'm starting in like 3 hours. I better go home and get some shut eye."
It
Lays
seems-
down for like 2 hours.
Yeah,
Like,
gets
dude,
up.
just got to go to the park. That's great.
Yeah, he said he only got an hour of sleep before going to the stadium.
Another thing on Wells, have you seen David Wells like somewhere on YouTube there, and I'm not going to keep pulling stuff up on YouTube, but I've seen his like memorabilia. He's a memorabilia nut.
I have not seen that. No.
Dude, he has like a man cave. That's because he remember he was wearing like the Babe Ruth hat.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, he
Oh.
pitched that game, correct? With the Babe Ruth
Yeah,
hat
maybe
on.
with the Babe Ruth
Yeah.
hat, but like, but that's kind of an example of the stuff that he would acquire with this huge whatever major league dollars contract. You know who else was a baseball nut was Charlie Sheen. Are you familiar with the actor?
Oh yeah, the
He
blood, the tiger's blood, what the hell it was.
Well, I don't know. He was always collecting stuff. One time, Charlie Sheen, I believe, bought every bleacher ticket in left field for in Anaheim, like a Los Angeles Angels game. Back, I can't remember, it must have been like 90s or something, when Cecil Fielder was ripping dingers. He was like chasing Maris's homer. And so he's like, I'll get a Cecil Fielder home run if I just buy all the seats. And so he bought every seat, and all you saw was Charlie Sheen out in left field with a glove. I thought it was the coolest thing ever for a movie star to do. Just like, that's hilarious that you just took your dollars and did that. So nobody else, you didn't have to fight kids for a homer. And guess what? Cecil Fielder did not hit a home run that day.
Because I would say baseball itself is probably one of the most sought after items from baseball.
But that's a cool, obscure moment in baseball history, isn't it?
Yeah, because he pitched that game, I think, with the Babe Ruth hat on. Yeah.
Yeah. But
And people were
also,
pissed. They're like, "Why you?"
yeah, that Sheen bought all those seats. I thought it was funny. So Wells hammered.
Doc Ellis on LSD. I forgot,
Hammered at Tavern on the Green. I'm saying that whether it's true or not. Maybe we can get more details on
that's
that.
what we're going with.
Yeah. So the LSD with Doc Ellis. You tell me what you know, and then I'll fill in. This is your segment.
Well, all I know is that he pitched that no hitter on LSD.
Perfect game.
No, it was a no hitter. I think.
Was it a no-no?
Yeah,
or
it was just a no hitter.
Okay. I thought, yeah.
But
That'd be crazy if it was a perfect game, right?
I was also like reading this article years later that he said like when he were playing that he couldn't play without some kind of pill. So he also was, fucked up on something all the time.
Was it a perfect game or was it? It was just a no-no.
Yeah.
So here's what I heard about it. And I think there was a documentary. I don't know, it was on Netflix or Amazon or something.
I watched like an hour-long YouTube video about it before.
So one of the things was like, a starting pitcher, you don't go every day anyway.
Yeah.
Right. So he had issues with addiction already. And there was like, why would you do acid on a day where you're starting pitcher? He got confused about the day.
Yeah. I think he had to borrow money too to get to the stadium so he could catch the bus in time.
I think it was in San Diego, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was in San Diego.
It was in San Diego. So he was like in LA. He had like friends or family or something, and he thought he had the day. So he dropped a bunch of acid, and then it was like
he got to the game too.
Or LSD. He did a bunch of LSD, and then it was like, oh, you got to throw today, and he was messed up about it. So then he goes down, and he's just under the influence, which is so crazy.
I also read that he showed up to the game like I think 2-3 hours before it start, so he really didn't have enough time to really get ready.
So
get prepared.
And then I think this was the documentary was like it was saying, how did you see? He's like, I basically saw 3 catchers and I just threw it the one in the middle.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. And like if you're the hitter,
I couldn't imagine doing anything on LSD, let alone pitch a game.
I mean, I have to go back and look at the game on why nobody would drag a bunt. Padres just like wouldn't drag a bunt. And I'm trying to see what year that was.
I have the year. It was 1979. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 1970.
1970.
June 2nd, 1970.
That's so.
Oh, June 12th. June 12th.
That's so crazy.
If you like, and I've watched some of the highlights of it. If you look at him, his eyes are just like he's tripping out. He doesn't know what to do, man. But hey, props to him though.
But
If
if you're a team that's getting no hit, you're like, dude, we got to get to this guy. You know,
Yeah.
like we got to do something. And you're like, you can't tell he's on LSD. I would assume.
No,
Like no, because this has never happened. No team, nobody on the Padres was like that dude.
Well,
He looks like he's sweating a lot, but I don't think he's.
I mean, his eyes were kind of like tripping out, but you know, I wouldn't think LSD. I thought maybe this dude's tired or something.
Maybe somebody did drag a bunt and he just like fielded it perfectly and fired a strike to first. I don't even know.
Look
but
at this little bunny. It's a bunny.
It's crazy, and it deserves to live in lore. Like it would have lived in lore anyway.
Yeah.
Even if he went like 6 innings, gave up 3 hits.
What if this dude is seeing the ball as
and
a
got
bunny,
a win?
right?
Even if he got a loss, even if he got shelled for like 4 innings, you'd be like, dude, that's crazy. You were up throwing a major league game on acid. But the fact that a no-hitter came out of it is like a Haley's Comet level event in athletics. I just don't even understand how that's so crazy. It's such a rare thing anyway.
You know what I imagine?
Wow.
Is this guy watching this and he's terrified as fuck because the ball looks like a bunny. Sometimes someone hits it, it looks like a bunny getting smashed, right?
I have a rough sketch. I don't know, but like I feel like we could work with the River Monsters and film this. I don't know if it would be a short or a feature film.
Let's make it a feature.
Because like I had one like a Robert Johnson version where he sold his soul to the devil and became awesome at playing guitar.
Yeah.
So I was like, I had like a version of. Go ahead.
We're not recording this in audition, are we?
No, we're not.
Okay.
That was dumb. I can start that right now.
No, you're good.
It doesn't really matter because only one person listened to our last episode.
It's fine. Yeah, if we miss one, it's all right. We got this. So it's like, hey, just take some time. Listen on YouTube.
No, let's get it going. That's easy. People love us doing tech. We can keep talking. But I had a screenplay for or not a screenplay, but like a sketch idea for where a guy sells his soul to the devil so he can like just like hit really good or pitch really good. But then another guy who went to high school with him knows he's not that good. Is like, no, dude, this guy sold his soul to the devil. And like he gets in touch with an angel who then like kills that guy. Shit. That was like after he like reaches the top. So like I don't necessarily know if that would have worked. But the other one I had was this like strain of mushroom. Maybe this is like a comedy, but there's like this strain of mushroom you could take. And I'm just recording. I'll just hit record right now. I'm just going to do a short intro for people who are going to listen to this on Spotify. You just missed about 15 minutes of us talking about, what do we talk about? Wells's?
We talk about Doc Ellis, David Wells, and Oil Can Boyd.
Yeah, Oil Can Boyd doing getting a lot of starts, but this is for the audio version because nobody's really listening to our Spotify. But I just fired up Audition right now.
So you're coming in. You're coming in a little late, but if you want to watch the first little bit, go to YouTube.
Yeah, go to YouTube. It's on YouTube. So
because I wish I could see the count of what.
Yep, yeah, but so then now we're going over to Doc Ellis.
So I would say we've been talking for about 40 minutes. So
you missed 40 minutes. Yeah, but that's like 10 minutes of bullshit and setting up tech. So frankly, you're not missing a whole lot. But the Doc Ellis thing just blows my mind. David Wells hungover after partying in an SNL after party. It's legendary stuff. And then Oil Can Boyd, 2/3 of his starts he estimated. That's a lot of starts
on cocaine.
I'm not a mathematician, but I think that's 66.6.
Should we do an episode on LSD or cocaine?
I was talking about my little short film ideas. A dude who takes a special strain of psychedelic mushroom, so like everything's like pixelated or whatever, but the baseball just looks like way bigger. It looks like a huge maybe mushroom or moon coming into the plate real slow, and so he crushes it every time. He's like, how are you hitting 500 in this league? And he's like, I just see the ball well, but he's taking shrooms before the game, and then he like runs out of shrooms and can't hit anymore. But that's one idea. That's one idea for a short.
In Magic Mike, what was that basketball movie with the kid? He gets those Jordans, and all of a sudden he can play like Jordan.
Yeah.
You take the shoes
away. There's always there's always some sort of sports movie with that bent, but then there's also like the Cheech and Chong drug culture, and you could capture both those audiences with some sort of psychedelic baseball crossover. So I'm not sure if we're going to be the pioneers of that film. Now that we're trying to get our film chops going, but
If I'm gonna pick a drug of choice to use for baseball, I'm gonna do some heroin.
I think that's game over, dude. I think that's game over. I think I'll be seeing you at the funeral house. I think
I'm just sitting there with a bat, just kind of like nodding out, like.
yeah,
Swing.
I don't think there's any coming back from the H. That's I don't think that's a drug you can even play with.
No.
I think it's one and probably done. Like
Depends.
if you come back from, I mean, some people have beaten it and like got clean, but you're just, it's Russian roulette, that one.
Well, if I
don't-
go
don't do
into it
that.
with a strong mindset and a belief I can overcome it,
You'll
I'm
still
good.
die. You'll still die
I'm
under.
good. I
you'll still-
promise you.
You will still die under a freeway overpass. So don't touch that. But
So Samantha, my wife, would say that I'm probably too old to do some heroin, but you know what? Why not try at least once in your life? No, I'm just playing. I could never do heroin. I'd fucking panic and freak out, and then like, no man, they're fucking coming for
yeah,
me.
kids, don't do drugs.
Yeah.
Just watch Japanese baseball and
Drink your
I'm
milk.
not like entirely against psychedelics. I know there's a lot of people like remember the comedian Ron White? He was like
Yeah.
on the Redneck Comedy Tour.
Awful tour, but yeah, I know what that is.
I don't know. I have so much respect for the art of stand up comedy, how hot it was, and Ron White was hilarious. But his shtick was standing up there with like a glass of scotch or glass of whiskey, telling all these funny stories about alcohol. Dude got clean, went down to like South America and was doing, I don't know, some kind of psychedelic cactus. I don't know what he was doing, but he was like, dude, it was the best thing I ever did.
Get clean.
But anyway, so do I need to bump you out? Give me some more on that. I was like, well, this was the outro music. If we're rapid, but your segments are really never over. Was the slower starting one.
And that was just the first segment too.
Can't go above 20 though. Right there. That was kind of segment one. Under the influence. I'm trying to think of other accounts. But Doc Ellis is at the top because of the level of performance he achieved and it being such a crazy drug that you would never do sports on, you know? Like you're just trying to survive that if you're in your house dabbling or whatever. Get your tunes going in there. You getting ready for some Spotify action?
Well, the reason, because I was gonna do like a segment about like why the game is slow, but I'm just gonna skip that because that's whatever.
Oh no, let's get into that.
But the one
I'm gonna fade down. I want to talk about that. That's because you know what? I
have 3 segments, and the reason I hooked up this iPod is because when we get to the one about walkout songs, I have one that I would pick, and I wanted to play like some of it.
Speaking of why the game is slow, so I don't know if people can see it, but underneath our little fan board, is Alvin Noe's Infinite Baseball, and Alvin Noe, I think, liked a tweet last night. He like came out of the woodwork. I don't know what he does. If you're a philosopher, I just think you're hiding in the woods. I don't really know how this laptop works, frankly. It's frustrating when you try to scroll down, but
you have so many icons on the homepage there. You have like
what happened to my Alvin Noe thing?
You ever get super stoked when someone like
that you know
or famous likes one of your things?
So here's what Alvin Noe said.
What'd you say?
Well, he said he's a Mets fan as
Yeah.
far as I know. Alvin Noe. He's in Berkeley, but he goes, there are only 3 things I like about the Yankees. They haven't sold the naming rights to Yankee Stadium, which is cool. They don't have tons of different uniforms, and there's no names on the uniforms. Because he's a baseball classicist. But to segue into your point about baseball slow, he has that entire chapter in Infinite Baseball where it's like if you don't understand baseball, then it's like slow. But that's the same thing as like the opera, classical music, mathematics, things that you enjoy. People will like, well, I don't like, Apocalypse Now. That's too slow of a movie. It's a masterpiece, So it's just like a baseball game. If you understand what's going on, it's almost moving too fast to calculate all the very different things that are going on pitch to pitch. So I'll let you go. But
So I have two main.
shout
I
out
have
to Alvin
I have
Owe.
two main points. One is like a factual thing, and the other is just kind of like what I just bullshit.
Yep.
But the first one is like a funny thing. I feel like the equipment that players wear now, like there's so much equipment, and like after every bat they have to adjust every little thing. And then like if they get on base, they have to take it off, like their
Put
arm,
on the mitten,
their arm
the
base,
base running mitten.
and it's like all that equipment that they're adjusting after every bat, and when they get done batting, it's just like, hurry you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel that's one of the main reasons. Now the second main reason is actual facts, like it's the pitchers, the amount of time between pitches, right?
Yeah, I don't
It's
know
like-
how they're doing the pitch clock thing. You know,
It's like an average, I think, of like 20 seconds between each pitch, right? So if there's a guy on base and it jumps to like 28 seconds, because you're constantly looking back, and then you're checking, the other runners. So
yeah. I think
That's-
gear slows it down a little bit.
to me, that's one of the main reasons is the time between pitches. 20
Yeah.
seconds, that's a lot of time.
Yeah, 20 seconds is a lot of time, but I don't know. You kind of got to like. I think there's a period of time, and there's pitchers who try to get back on the rubber. Like Mark Fidrich, the bird, worked really fast. He's a very interesting career because it was so short and cut by injury, but he was kind of a phenom for this 1 year. But if you look at Fidrich, he's only got like a handful of pitches, but he worked crazy fast. I mean, he was just on the rubber and ready to go. Go back and watch some Mark Fidrich highlights, and man, that guy's games would be over in like an hour and 45 minutes. How fast that guy was working. So, as a hitter, you're like, dude, I can't even think about what you're going to throw next because I need to step out of the box, go through the chess match in my mind on my presumption on your repertoire and what you're going to throw me next. I mean, you kind of like you look at the outfielders and the infielders, see where they're playing, but you really couldn't necessarily control exactly where you're going to hit the baseball unless you're Rod Carew. I would only see that like third baseman's back, maybe I'll bunt, but there's a lot.
I think more pitchers need to do that. Just like once you get it from the pitcher or the catcher, rather, just throw it.
Work fast.
yeah.
It helps you because if you work too slow, you get more errors because fielders are just like not. When you get people in a rhythm to be ready every pitch,
Yeah.
then
Plus, when you're taking forever, the players might get distracted by
Yeah.
someone in the stand or something else. Who knows?
but
I just think that's the main reason. I mean, to me personally, I don't think it's too slow. But for people that think it's too slow, I think that's one of the reasons why. It's because the amount of time between each, pitch and then the batter and all that shit. But
I'm not sure. I maintain it's not too slow.
well, I
but,
don't either. No,
yeah,
I think it's great. But I'm
uh,
saying, like, people that outside of baseball,
they want to bitch about it.
that's the main reason why.
Well,
I
then
think
they need to go watch some Major League Lacrosse or
they're like
whatever they're
9
going to do.
innings is too long. No, it's not. 9 innings is. It's only 6 outs per inning. It's not that big a deal. Like
They just want to fast forward. They're like
Yeah.
they're like a young oil can boy. They just want to do some blow, and get all hyped up and want the world to go super fast for them. I was like, that's not what baseball is.
You know what I really hate though? This is kind of like separate from this, but I hate when people go to the game just to be there and not really watch it. Just say, "Oh, I was there." You know what I mean?
I mean,
I don't consider a baseball game or sporting event a place to hang out and just chill. Like you're there
that's
for
a
the game.
That's a tough one for me because, like, if I put on a baseball game on TV, I very rarely can watch 9 innings.
Well, that's different.
Of
You're
baseball.
not there. What I'm saying.
Right. So, postseason, I can watch it all the way through. But, like, if I go to a missions game, I like going to a missions game because I'm watching baseball. I'm keeping track of the score, but I'm also bullshitting with whoever I brought. It's kind of a
But you're
social
still-
thing. You're not.
You're still watching. Is what I'm saying.
Yeah, you're watching. I mean, I guess you're like some people will go and like bring a book, but like sometimes I'll go and bring a book and read between the innings. I'll read like a page between innings or whatever. It's just I like being at the ballpark. I like being at a
But like,
game.
I'm saying, like,
but
if
I
you go
will
there-
watch most of the game, obviously. But I just like being there, and I think it's a very nice place to be. I don't know.
Well, At least you're watching something. You're not going there.
Well,
just to hang
yeah, I
out.
mean, I'm watching the game, but it's a very more, and like if you bring kids, they're running around doing whatever. The Mexican League games, everybody was dancing. It's just
those
it's just
were-
an
those were great.
experience to go to the ballpark. Frankly, question for you, bud.
Yeah.
Do you think we should change the filter to the one that everybody likes?
The green one.
Yeah, you think we should go to the false color filter?
No hesitation. No hesitation. Just straight up change it. I like it.
Just go to it
Yeah.
for the Japanese baseball segment.
Also, what do you think about if I started holding the mic like this? Like I was in a hardcore band, like upside down.
Just Just gripping it like
Like I was
this,
about
right
to
up in your
fucking drop
face.
a sick ass like screamo yell or something.
I like that.
But it's kind of uncomfortable, so I'm just gonna hold it like this.
I like that.
Welcome to the talk show.
Remember when we did our
whatever.
bull session, Victor and I hung the boom mic over the chandelier?
Yeah,
They probably didn't like that. Oh, that reminds me.
they can suck it.
I got to file a claim with Budget Rent-A-Car because a
Oh.
foul ball hit the Rent-A-Van. Remember
That's
that?
right, yeah.
Dent right on the top there? All right.
It was funny because like when the ball was hit, I was sitting next to you like that's gonna hit my van.
Yep.
Like you knew.
I called it. I could see trajectory
And
out of
it
the
was
gate.
like ding.
Absolutely. So we'll do some bump music while we change filters. Is that what we do? This one gets a slow start. I dig this one because it's weird. We're gonna get into Japanese baseball.
I hear this like in
Wild.
an old school like car commercial for what was it? Mitsubishi or whatever the hell it was. Like it's like a nighttime commercial. I don't know. You know, like the ones where they're driving through like an empty city at like 3 in the morning and they're the only car in the fucking road, which is bullshit, but it's the way it runs. I know it's like the live feed too from the actual audio is like a little bit behind, but it still is good though. It's still good. Yeah. But I mean, the audio is synced up with it, so it's not like the audio itself is synced out. It's just the video itself is a little behind.
Oh yeah, the audio's with it. Yeah, there's a delay, but I think the sync is there.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's all synced up.
All right, folks. Filter 2.
So technically in the future.
We are in the future, and I'm going to get into all sorts of Japanese baseball things
Okay.
in the hopes that people abandon Major League Baseball and then the Japanese League expands to the west coast of America and we can all just get rid of Major League Baseball altogether.
All right, so I got one more little segment here that's, yeah. So, we turn it down, like the sound?
Oh, yeah. I'm just bumping it in Japanese baseball.
There we go. All right, so, what is your view on like walkout songs for like closing pitchers?
Oh, well,
Because I think it's fucking awesome.
it's awesome. Of course,
Obviously, right?
I don't
There's
know
no-
when walkout songs became a thing, right? Because that probably wasn't
Yeah.
a thing in the 50s.
No,
And then it seems like 60s or 70s, it still really wasn't a thing.
I would guess if I had to guess off the top of my head, I would say 90s sometime.
Some point 80s, 90s.
Yeah.
Because, of course, you remember in the great movie Major League, they played the Wild Thing for Ricky Vaughn when he came in. When Ricky Vaughn came in, and that was super cool.
Yeah.
And then the other one that I remember, reliever. Are you trying to get the phone
Yeah, I was
on?
just- yeah,
Oh yeah. So the
just-
phone goes like this. You go boing, boing, and you get the light
Yeah, I
on
was
this
trying
thing.
to see what number it
and
was
then you
here.
go. But then we have to do the slider up to
It's,
play. it.
it's on 8 though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Eight
I was
is
making sure I had the right number.
So, but Trevor Hoffman with the Padres
Yeah.
forever would do the AC/DC. I can't remember. It was back. I think it was Back in Black.
One of those.
Was Hoffman's song every time. And now the New York Mets guys got some flavor song, and you always got to have like a badass song. But then it became like everybody's going to get their song for when they walk up to the plate,
Yeah.
you know. And we used to have a home run song, "Hit Me with Your Best Shot" at Lubbock Christian. They just play that every time. But yeah, walk up music. I mean, it pumps up the crowd. It pumps up the player, maybe.
So like one of my favorites that like now is so I'm gonna play one that my favorite right now, and then I'm gonna play what I would walk out to. It is fucking great.
Okay.
But my favorite one right now is Edwin Diaz from the Mets. the
Yeah,
closer.
everybody loves that one.
So he has. So you know that song? You've heard it or no?
Everybody's playing on social media. But
Yeah, it's
if
like
you got it there, you got it
it's-
lined up.
It's by somebody called Blaster Jackson Tiny Trumpet. I don't know if they're two separate artists or if they're the same.
Don't know.
But the song is called Narco, so I'm gonna play some of it.
Okay.
Let me go to my little Spotify thingy.
Let's see if we can get it up there. I'll put the slider up to like 20 because you
Yeah.
go past that, we're screwed.
So I'm gonna go ahead and hit play here in a second.
Okay.
So I'm gonna hit play right now and see what happens. First, let me turn my phone up so it's not okay. This is it right here.
Should get it.
This is what he comes out to. It's fucking great.
Fans must be going nuts.
Yeah.
Start hearing this.
I know he's gonna come in to shut the bitch down because he's a badass closer.
It's got good stuff, that's
Yeah.
for sure. Yep.
But he's coming, dude. He's coming.
He's coming with some filthy stuff.
That slider.
It's good. It's good. I like that.
So,
There
dude,
you
when that trumpet kicks in, you like shit goes wild. That's like that's like one of the greatest songs ever to come out too.
It's pretty solid. You got other ones that you want to come out to? What Dutch Chattahoochee's coming out to?
If you know me, like this is perfect for me, but this is definitely what I would come out to. You're gonna crack up, but
Okay.
like this is what I would come out to. This is be it right here. Cause tell me this shit's not badass, ready?
Right.
I'm gonna play this. You're gonna crack up. Here we go. It's a commercial.
Let's play the commercial.
You want to play the commercial?
Why not?
All right.
I got an Amber Alert. Check
It's like,
that.
all right. So when this song kicks in, dude,
Your hustle on
get ready
pause
for it.
now.
Here it comes.
Now below, the refreshing taste of arrival.
I'm gonna start that over.
Is that the Stone Cold Steve Austin?
Fuck yeah, it is, dude.
Yeah, that was always good at WWE. When you heard the broken glass, you knew Stone Cold was coming
Yeah.
out.
So like, you hear this shit coming out of the bullpen.
Yeah. Bro, somebody should take Stone Cold Steve Austin's. Yeah, I like that. It's good stuff right there.
Turn that bitch down.
I don't know. It doesn't sound loud to us, but I think if you go past 20, it blows
Yeah.
people out. That's,
So like, coming out to that would be like the glass breaks, and that's when like the fucking bullpen opens the door.
yeah,
How else would that be though? Oh shit, you know what I'm saying?
that's good stuff. Random thing before I get into.
Because like years ago, I
Yep.
was hardcore into wrestling. I still like wrestling.
I
but
love wrestling.
It's cool.
I do.
We could be a couple. Dude, that'd be awesome. We try to do like a wrestling event.
I got addicted
I'm
for a
saying.
day to like WWE biographies.
Oh, those are cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Like one day I like watched all this stuff on like the Hitman Heart or something. It's crazy. Random. This is because this is a random this week in random baseball. You know what I think is hilarious? So San Francisco Gate, which is some little news bubbles, not little, but I think they're a pretty big deal in San Francisco. I think the person that wrote this article is because I saw this on Twitter. It's like Giants are selling gear with San Francisco's most hated nickname. You know what their most hated nickname is?
What's that? What's that?
When you call it San Fran.
Ooh.
I don't know if that's true. I think there's like a city of millions, and then there's like 200 people who are that, they're like, my name's Smythe, not Smith, that kind of people.
Oh, like when people say my name's Steven, not Stefan.
Yeah, they just like let stuff get to them. And then once you figure out that it gets to them, then I relentlessly just go down that road. I was like, oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Smith. It's Smythe.
I do the same thing.
I just like
don't give a fuck.
if your brain is that size of an acorn that gets to you, I was like, dude, that's my wheelhouse until I break you.
So this reminds me of something that happened one time. So my brother likes to like give people nicknames all the time, kind of like what I do.
Yeah.
So we were at this party one time on New Year's, and this guy was older. He was older than us, not very older, but a little bit. And my brother kept calling him Young Blood. He's like, I'm older than you. And my brother was like, okay, you're gonna get that pissed? I'm just gonna keep saying it. So he kept calling him Young Blood all night and pissed this dude off. He wasn't that much older. He's
Yeah.
like probably like 3 years old. He's like my age, but my brother's 3 years younger than me. But the guy that we were with was my age, so he was 3 years older.
Yeah.
But my brother said, "Hey, Young Blood," and he was like, "Man, I'm older than you. Stop calling me that."
Yeah.
It was great, man.
I think we're gonna go in the Japanese baseball segment. I'm gonna do. There's so much to talk about, but I'm gonna start with the NPB, the Nippon Professional Baseball League, because that's the one most Americans are familiar with, because that's where the dudes come out of and go to MLB. That's the Major League Baseball there. And then from there, I'll go into the little fingers of other baseball history, such as high school, college, independent leagues, minor leagues, and then corporate baseball, which is kind of awesome. But Nippon Professional Baseball League is the Major League Baseball for Japan. And here's a couple interesting things about that. One is they didn't sell out, and they still have the DH in the Central League. But let me show you the standings, and I thought this was actually kind of interesting regular season standings. If you can see here, I'm pulling them up. I got to center this up here so people can see. But look at the win-loss between first to last. Like, you're like, oh, our team is trash this year.
Are you talking about this year, right?
Yeah, like
standings?
really the worst team is the Nippon Ham Fighters, are 44-66, 20 games under 500. But
20 games?
22 games, 22 games. But check this out: the Central League, the worst team is 49-60. They're only 11 games under 500, which isn't massive. But I mean, in a long season, and it's a 146 game season, by the way. So when you like look at single season records in Japan, you have got to think about you got to think about the fact that we have a 162 game season, and theirs is which is 140. What is it? 146. 146. It changed a little bit. It's kind of interesting. So that's the professional leagues. There are 12 teams. You can see them there. You have the Central League, which has the DH, and the Pacific League. The Central League, I guess, financially does better because of a couple of teams. The Yomiuri Giants, which are kind of like, the Yankees.
Legends,
They're legends there. They won the most championships. Sadahara O played for them. And then the Hanshin Tigers, which have the most rabid fan base. And then, of course, I like the Chunichi Dragons, who, as you can see, are in last place. But they had Don Newcomb, and the uniforms are kind of like Dodger-like. I just like.
I want to go with
the Chunichi. So you got my little bath towel for the Chunichi Dragons up here on the wall. But that's going to be your professional league there. One thing that's kind of interesting is, so they have like the World Series, but it's not like the playoff schedule is different. I hear the financial problems. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Invincible Cebu, League Championships Climax Series. So just like Major League Baseball started messing with interleague play, they did that in 2007. And then the way they figure out, this is kind of crazy, the way they figure out who's going to the World Series is they have the Climax Series within each league. So like the Central League and the Pacific League. But check this out. When they started doing this in 2004, only the Pacific League. So like in Major League Baseball, if they do a playoff format, that's all Major League Baseball.
Yeah.
When they did it in the Nippon Professional League, the Pacific League just instituted on their own little playoff format that the Central League wasn't doing it like that. So the Pacific League did this like Pacific League Championship Series. And they had 3 teams go in, and like there's like the team with the best record, and then 2 teams kind of had to like play in, and whichever team played into that then played the team in the Pacific League with the best record, and then you had whoever won that series was the Pacific League winner, and then they are like, okay, Pacific League, this is our best team, we're sending them to go take down Central League. And Central League was not doing that. They had a very different format, and when the Pacific League did that, it says the Pacific League won every Japan series after introducing that system. So the Central League is like, that system must work pretty good. So 3 years later, they did it. But isn't that crazy that the 2 leagues had different playoff formats?
Yeah, because you would think since they're in the same league,
Like it would be like commissioner would say, this is how we're doing it. But they didn't. So I think that's kind of interesting.
That'd be cool in MLB if the American League and the National League
Yeah,
did
they like gave more wild cards.
2 different playoff setups. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's one thing I thought was kind of interesting. The other thing interesting, and I would just like to say this: there's in Major League Baseball now you have the American League and you have the American League 2. There is no more National League, so that's gone. Major League Baseball can forget about National League actually existing. It's all DH League now, which is the American League.
I feel like they just need to rename the leagues.
Yeah, I mean, if you win the World Series this year, you've really actually just won the American League Championship Series.
Yeah,
that's my personal opinion, but
they definitely got to do something with those names.
My sole purpose is to destroy Major League Baseball. And so here's another thing that I thought was pretty interesting. Check this out. If I can find this. It's all Wikipedia, right? I'm just repeating it. But
I do like the name of this team, the Hiroshima Toyo Carp.
Yeah, the Carp.
Yeah. Toyo, is that how you say that fucking word?
Financial problems. Check this out. financial problems plague the many teams in the league. And if you start reading about the Nippon League, it takes like the parent companies. So like there's companies, this isn't like, the Ricketts family that own the Cubs and they're just banking, which I guess it's TV revenue or in apparel. Like I don't understand if your national sport in Japan, it's like MLB has to compete with the NBA. They got to compete with the NFL. As far as I know, baseball is like that's the bomb. That's the number one sport in Japan, right?
Yeah.
So you don't have to compete with NFL or NBA. I don't think that much, and you have the best sport. How is it that the Yankees and Cubs and Red Sox are making billions, yet you own a major league team in Japan, like Mr. Nakatomi, and the company has to like subsidize it? That's
Yeah.
crazy. It's people are complaining like, well, the players' salaries or whatever, but the players' salaries aren't that insane because a lot of them, when they can get to the point where they're able to be part of the process where Major League Baseballs can bid on them,
Yeah.
will instantly go to the U.S. because they make way more money with U.S. contracts. So, I mean, I guess America is a bigger population country. I understand that, but it's like I don't know. The fight just you should be able to operate at a profit. Like if you're a
Well,
business, like Seguin River Monsters and Mike G. There's like once we start selling beer, we're gonna be able to break even. Probably we're trying to like break even.
plus baseball now is more of a regional sport,
Yeah.
and not so much. That's probably reasons why too with money. It's not national anymore. It's just regional.
Yeah,
Like people here love the Rangers, but everywhere else, no one gives a shit. You know what I'm saying?
it could be because like around like the Tokyo and like Osaka, like a lot of them are like this. It's kind of like the New York Mets issue when you had like the Giants, Brooklyn, and
Yeah,
the Yankees. Like
yeah.
too many teams condensed
You
in a
had
metropolitan
the
area.
Trolley Dodgers.
So I'm not really sure why, but some of the smaller name teams like Hanshin Tigers, they're good. Yomiuri Giants, they're good. But some of the smaller teams, Dina Bay Stars, like they struggle, Nippon Ham Fighters and things like that. So and that's also why there's that huge fee. Like when the U Darvishes of the world come available, you have to make a huge like in the dark bid. Like you don't know what other major league teams are, you know, saying, I will pay this much to talk to your guy to the Nippon Ham Fighters when they get the U Darvish. Especially if it's one of the small teams that's operating at a deficit. They're like, dude, we want that $120 million check the Rangers are going to give us to talk to you Darvish.
So in the Nippon League, do they have? Is it the same thing everywhere else where they had to have service time before they can go to the MLB?
I'm not going to speak about that.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I think there's some pretty good follows on Twitter on exactly how that works, but suffice to say, there is it's kind of like, the Tim Lincecum where these dudes have to go to arbitration because they're just like in your system and nobody else can get
That's
their
what I'm
hands
saying,
on
yeah.
them. That's like why the Ichiros and the Yu Darvishes and the Shoheis kind of do a number of years with a team like Roki Sasaki, right? This dude's probably going to come to Major League Baseball or whatever, but they do they have a significant portion of their career in Japan. But that's also, if you check out the Wikipedia page, you'll notice right here, Hideo Nomo in the exodus to the MLB on the Twitter page. So like it didn't start. Hideo Nomo was not the first Japanese player, but
No.
that's when Major League Baseball really got busy shopping, especially for pitching in the Japanese league. So, but there's a lot of good baseball players in Japan, and that's your pro leagues. That's your top level leagues. Now here's the other interesting thing. Check this out. They have minor leagues. But right, we got
I seen on their website they have a farm system too.
yeah, so we go to farm leagues, but notice Pacific League 6 and 6, but if you go to farm leagues, this is like when
Wow, this one team's 28-50.
when this is like when Bud Selig like reorganized the Brewers and or whatever and said they're National League now, and there was like too many teams in like the AL Central or AL Nat or the NL Central And all of a sudden you had like the Stros in there and the Brewers in there, and you're like, why did you do that? But so you have the Eastern and Western League, and you can see these teams, right? Yomiuri, these are the farm systems for the 12 major league teams, but it's for some reason not evenly distributed. That could be geographic.
That's where I was going with MLB. They should do like basketball and just have a Western Conference and an Eastern Conference, but in baseball.
I don't know
That's
how.
what they should do since they took away the the designated hitter and he's just hitting now and there's no pitchers hitting. So since it's all the same rules now, they should have different conferences.
Well, I mean, because it used to be just the East and the West, AL
Yeah.
East, AL West, but now you got the Central. And I understand because of the expansion of the playoffs, you want this other division, and then you got the wild card for the fourth spot, and then you got the play-in. But they don't really have the AAA, AA, single A rookie league, developmental Arizona Fall League stuff like we do, as far as I'm aware. Because another thing interesting about Japan, and this would be the funnest trip ever, is Okinawa is like the primary kind of spring training. They go down there for about 2 months. Really, I think it's like 7 weeks, but 2 months they go to Okinawa. They got fields all over that island, and huge World War II battle there, Semper Fi. But that's where they do that. So, like, the Arizona has all these amazing facilities for baseball, and then you got all these prospects down there kind of like still working out. So there's so many layers, and of course, Major League Baseball in their goal to destroy as much baseball as they can, basically contracted, chopped the head off of 40 minor league teams, shrunk the draft down, and that's what they're about. But not really the same minor league system happening in Japan there. So that's also different and interesting. And I also think they play at the same stadium, some of the minor league teams.
Oh, as the pro teams?
Yeah, so it's like if you're the Yankees and then you had the New York team that's in the whatever Eastern League or Western League of the MPB, they're just using Yankee Stadium while you're out playing Detroit.
That'd be kind of cool.
Right? This is like you could always catch a game. I'm not sure if all of them are doing. Some of them might have their own stadiums, but I think a lot of them actually use the same stadium.
We need an MLB team here, but
And if you're
That's
doing
what's up,
corporate subsidies, that kind of makes sense, I guess.
Yeah.
Use the same stadium.
all the same sponsors and stuff.
But so that's it. That's your NPB. You got the
That's like
Pacific and the Central, and then you got your minors, the Eastern and the Western.
The Nippon League is like your new favorite baseball league.
Well, anything I can do to stick I feel like I'm a prison dude. I just want to sharpen that toothbrush and just stick it
You know what?
into MLB's gut and snap it off
You could be like that guy from Cool Hand Luke.
and
where
hope they bleed out.
you're playing along, but then you try to always like go against like,
It's like,
yes sir, boss. Yes sir, boss. But then you just like, nah, fuck you. And try to escape.
yeah, I'm not a fan of Major League Baseball. I mean, I love the players and I love baseball.
You just don't like
And
how
I
it's
think I
ran.
love baseball so much. That's why I'm so angry about the universal DH and Ghost Runners and just the other jackassery that they're dreaming up on a regular basis.
You just don't like how it's being ran right now.
Other Nippon League, because we got back from Victor doing the longest home run. Interesting things, and we talked about this before. Vladimir Valentin. Oh, I'm not wearing my Sarah Perro's, your favorite LMB team.
Sir.
We can go through some single season records. Check this out. And this isn't exactly right, but I'm glad that there's a. Let's talk. They just stole that right out of. So you could see the teams.
How about
It's got the
the
stadium,
Mexican
defunct
Baseball League?
teams. Well, Vladimir Valentin hit 60 home runs. You can see the home run records here. There was Sadaharo had 55. Randy Bass, highest batting average for a single season, 389. Dude almost hit 400. That's kind of crazy. Sadahara O and Sadahara at 55. Tuffy Rhodes tied him, and then they wouldn't pitch to him. Alex Cabrera, I think, was the same deal, hit 55. Then, like, Sadahara O managed teams wouldn't pitch to him anymore. But then they juiced the ball. They juiced the ball, just like Major League was like, we need more dingers to get people in the stands.
Dingers.
And then Vladimir Valentin hit 60, which isn't showing up here, hit 60. And now you got a guy, Gene, holding this, like, revered record. And then it found out the balls were juiced, and the commissioner had to resign in shame because he let the balls be juiced. But He does, mate. Look at this guy. Most stolen bases in season. Fukumoto. Yutaka Fukumoto is like the Ricky Henderson back at 72, swiping bags. Some insane single season pitching records here. Guy by the name of Hideo Fujimoto. Lowest ERA for a single season, 1943, 0.73. That's low, dude. You didn't give up any runs, man. You gave up like 3 runs the whole year. That's crazy.
We'll never see that again.
The most strikeouts in a season. This kind of seems crazy. I don't know what Nolan Ryan. This dude struck out 401 people. That's a shorter season.
These are starting pitchers, right?
Yeah, it has to be.
You could get that ERA if you're a closer, possibly. But yeah, starting pitcher. That's
401 strikeouts in like basically 146 game season. I don't know if that's what the season was in 1968, but that's crazy.
How many games?
Well, presently it's a 146 game season.
Okay.
But I don't think it was ever 162. This guy struck out 401 people. Oh, I'm gonna have to look that dude up.
Because 162, I don't think it's too many games. Some people will argue that it is, but it's like these players aren't playing it literally every single day.
And of course, career home runs 868 by Sadaharo. 868.
That's more than Hank Aaron.
That's more. That's it right there.
As I've said before, I don't consider Barry Bonds a home run king.
It's tough. Yeah, I mean, I still consider Henry Aaron, but Barry Bonds stands for what he stands for that you could hit. But 868 for Sadaharo. That's crazy. Career pitching, some dude for a career. Hideo Fujimoto, 1.90 career ERA. That's kind of insane. So there's some interesting records there. And now we'll transition, probably if I can find it, into, and I don't know if this is here, but
what people don't know about you is you're a guy that always has like 20 tabs open.
Well, you gotta have the tabs open for the referencing.
To me, I usually have like 1 or 2. To me, more than that is a little too much.
Oh, whoops. Well, I mean, just because I'm using as an aid. So the Shikoku Island League Plus independent baseball. There is another independent league in Japan called the Route In. And I think they changed it just to the Baseball Challenge League, but they had some cool names. Manny Ramirez did show up in the Shikoku Island League Plus a few years ago.
Yeah.
And he's in Taiwan, and I don't know if he's doing that anymore.
That dude wants to just play.
Just loves baseball.
Yeah.
So that's cool. Everybody knows how hard it is to get baseball going, but they're doing some independent league, which is nice because you can see how baseball crazy the country is, but you only have 12 major league teams, small farm system. So I think the independent leagues provide a service for dudes still holding on to the dream, saying, I can use these leagues as a developmental league and maybe I can make it to the show. So I think that's awesome that they have a couple independent league teams. I thought I saw an article that maybe they're getting another independent league going in Japan, but that would be cool. And then you've got like college. You got college and high school, of course. I was aware of the Big Six. The Big Six is a college baseball league in and around Tokyo with the 6 major universities, and they have their whole college baseball season, and that's cool, right? It's like the SEC or whatever, like you're this premier baseball college conference. But I was like, certainly there's tons of colleges in Japan. There's got to be other, and the Toto University Baseball League has 21 universities. So there's like a ton of college baseball going on, just like the States. And that would be super awesome if you ever took a trip to Japan. Go check out some college baseball.
Japan loves baseball. I think they like it more than we do here.
They do.
The States.
It's and here's the thing about it. Like I would think, I know, and then we'll go down to high school because high school stuff is legendary. The Koshin baseball tournament is like, I'm trying to come up with it's like the Rose Bowl or something. It's just a national event.
As what's his face used to say, the granddaddy of them all.
It's the granddaddy of them all.
What was his name? Keith something?
Keith Jackson.
Yeah, I love Keith
Legendary
Jackson, dude. Yeah.
Keith Jackson. So the Koshin baseball tournament is played at this like same stadium every year. At the Koshin Stadium, and it's where all the high schools come and play, and it's like the biggest deal ever. It's such a big deal. I think in one of our previous episodes we talked, it shows up in video games. It's just the thing. So there's that. But I was like, if you ain't going in the first, and I don't know how big the draft is for MPB, but I don't think it's like 60 rounds. So if you get drafted out of high school, it makes sense. You go to college, study some engineering, but maybe your fastball comes on and then you get picked up out of college. So that's pretty awesome. But here's the last one. This is cool. Have you ever seen the movie I think it's Gung Ho.
Nope.
Gung Ho.
Never heard of it.
It's a good movie. You should check it out because it'll give you some insight into Mr. Nakatomi. It is with Michael Keaton, one of my favorite actors, Pittsburgh guy, Pittsburgh Pirates fan. He's always repped his hometown of Pittsburgh, but he's in the movie, and what it is it's a automobile factory in Michigan, I believe, that gets bought out and taken over by a Japanese corporation, and they have these standards, these Japanese corporate, like the discipline in the Japanese business world is something we cannot probably relate to. And there's like, you got to make this many cars by this day, and they got to be perfect, and they got to be right. And so it's all about these Americans trying to adapt and work with their Japanese management and make these cars. And it's a very good, motivational, and funny movie. Plus, Michael Keaton's in it, and he makes everything good. So
That was the guy that played Beetlejuice, right? Is that Michael Keaton?
yeah, dude, he's legend.
Okay.
He's so good. And he was
I
a
know the
hilarious
guy's
stand-up
face,
comedian, too.
But I forgot his name.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Beetlejuice
He was
is
in
great.
Mr. Mom. He was Batman. He was the first Batman.
Mr. Mom.
Mr. Mom was a great movie too. Anything Michael Keaton's in, I'm all about. But he was all, dude, he still does stuff. He's so great. But
Whenever someone mentions Mr. Mom, for some reason I tie it with Kindergarten Cop, and I have no clue why.
I'm trying to think what my favorite Keaton could be. Gung Ho, because like he's done dramatic stuff, but he's actually just a hilarious guy.
I just haven't watched a shit ton of his stuff. It's not really an actor I seek
Well,
out.
I'm old, so but Keaton's still greatness. So corporate, as you can see, this old New York Times article from 1985 scrolling here on your screen.
What a year.
It gives some insight into how big of a deal it is on, the big corporations like Nissan or whatever.
That's what I drive. What's up?
That's right. I love a Nissan.
I got a Versa, 2016 Versa.
But that also
Turbo
makes sense,
booster?
right? So, and I don't know, we're the only underground baseball journalists covering this. Maybe there's somebody who wrote an article in Japanese, but
Probably.
people are talking about launch angles and ghost runners. I was like, who is over there looking at shipping and receiving at the Nissan plant and scouting that guy? Maybe he's the best shortstop ever, because I know in the
You
NPB.
see that guy over there working the forklift? Give him
Yeah.
a contract.
Yeah, the guy working the forklift at the Toyota plant. It's got power.
Like, we saw the way he was like tossing those boxes so gentle and like still make him to the point where they need to be
Well, I think it's
in the truck.
for all I know, it would make sense if you're Toyota. There was like incentivized perks. So there's like if
Yeah.
you got thousands of employees, you probably have tryouts, and then if you make the team, maybe you get like a pay bump or something. You get like a bonus for being awesome at baseball,
Or-
and then Toyota's like, dude, we want to go. Obviously, how badass do you think the game is when Toyota's baseball team plays Nissan? But you want to talk about a grudge match?
There are never in that history of that rivalry. There is never blowout games. It's close every time.
Like if you're like, I understand if you're like a steel plant playing a car manufacturer, not same industry.
No.
But what happens if like Honda corporate is going to go 9 innings against Nissan?
Think
Dude,
about
that's
this,
like
though.
you're getting spiked on
Think
the double
about
play.
this. Think about this.
Yeah.
So, say you went to go work for Toyota.
Yep.
Because Nissan fired you because you had differences.
Oh, there you go.
So to get back at them, you're not gonna go destroy their factory or do anything like that. But you're like, I will see you on that field
That's right.
next week, next year, and your ass is grass.
4 for 4,
Right. It's
2
insane.
dingers,
Yeah, it's insane.
double, stolen base. Like you just go off on your old boss.
And just to piss
You're
him
just
off,
staring him down like, what's up?
Just to
you
piss
could,
him
you
off?
could have had this.
you say something in Spanish in Japan, and so he can't understand you, right? You're like, eh, and he's like, what the fuck? He's like, yeah.
And it does. It says it's like, dude, it's like 50,000 people show up to like the championship game. I was like,
Dude, fucking Tommy Tomko over there hitting 4 dingers. 4
so
for 4.
if you like, because baseball creates drama. Baseball is theater, especially postseason. You know,
Yeah.
it's like everything's riding on this pitch. Everything's riding on this 9th inning match run, runner on first, 1-run ball game.
Everything is hyped up.
Imagine that sort of tension in the air in a stadium filled with employees who hate each other's guts because of their jobs and their different car manufacturers, that's a game I want to go see. That's a game I want to see.
We're gonna be okay. You want to fire me from Toyota? Good luck.
So corporate baseball, I'm very intrigued. I mean, I would love to just can we just go to Japan and live for a year and go see the high schools, go see the colleges, go see the MPB, go see the East and the West, go to Shikoku Island, eat some shrimp, go check out some Island League Plus. Just all the baseball that's happening in that country is
What's
amazing.
cool about baseball too is like you get a high schooler that can go straight to the pros and compete. You know, you can't do that really with any other sport. You can kind of with basketball, I guess.
Yeah.
But you can't get a high schooler to go pro, and it's not going to work. But with baseball, it's possible.
That's crazy. I've dropped out my little tabs because I like to tab through so people, but that's my diatribe on Japanese baseball, and there's so much more, but it's fun to rabbit hole on it.
Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to it.
And for collectors, there's the NPP card guy who I purchased an article from so I could publish it in our magazine if we ever get it going. And he just talks about how the baseball card collecting in Japan didn't really pick up. It wasn't like something they were into the way Americans were until later. But there are some like sports stores over there. And the other thing I think would be a really neat souvenir is, you know how like a Major League Baseball has that stamp? Wouldn't that be cool to get like, you know, Shikoku Island League Plus baseball, you know, league baseball?
Oh yeah, the stamp on the ball.
Yeah, wouldn't that be like it just like has the Japanese
I would have to put that in a
kanji
case right
on
away.
there? That would be that'd be a really cool souvenir. So someday go to Japan, maybe go to Oki for spring training or something. But that's my segment that I researched. What do you think, bud?
I like it.
All right.
Like I knew about that stuff existed. I just didn't know like the details of it, so it was cool to learn.
Definitely watch Gung Ho.
I think the greatest thing ever you told me was that corporate baseball.
Corporate baseball,
That's
right?
fucking sick.
Because, like, honestly, you'd probably be making, you know, $140K a year for HEB if they took it as seriously, and you'd be out there hitting dingers off of Albertsons.
And not only that, I would be the relief pitcher.
Yeah, you go 4 for 4, and then you show Hey Otani and come in and close it.
Yeah.
And it's like HEB would just be all up in Albertson's face. It's like, you want to buy meat from that grocery store? Look at the score. It's 17-5.
Like,
we annihilated them.
Do you really think they know how to package meat over there?
You're gonna get cold cuts from
Yeah.
Albertsons when we just actually in the article it's really funny. It says it's good to beat the other manufacturer's ass in baseball because it's good for selling your product.
Also, I don't work for HB anymore, so I'm a free agent. So like,
yeah,
if someone wants to throw $175,000 a year to get me on their team, I'm available. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I can tell you this is
Hundreds-
why corporate baseball needs to be the next thing in America to take down, because I would. Like if I was like, I'm not sure which car to get, and they're like, well, did you see the score in the game? No, what was it? Well, Nissan beat the shit out of Honda by like 12 runs. I was like, I think I'm gonna get a Nissan.
We take our baseball like we take our car manufacturing serious as fuck.
Or whatever it is,
Yeah.
I don't care if they're making potato chips or whatever, but if like Lay's or something, I don't know what Frito owns. There's huge conglomerates. There's no
Pepsi, I
competition
think,
anymore.
is with them and stuff.
Yeah.
I think they're tied together.
So like if Pepsi or RC Cola, if RC Cola beat Coke, I'd be like, why drink RC?
I love RC. So I might if they lose in a game, I'm like, look, man, it's been a long, good run together.
I'll tell you.
But I mean,
that would sway me
the
as a
score,
consumer.
Yeah, the score, man, I can't get past that.
And
It's ridiculous.
And would you say that it's different? You know, so like if you're the Yomiuri Giants and you just slap a Nissan patch on, it's not really going to sway me that much. But if you're just Nissan and you're just straight up beating Honda, that sways me as a consumer.
Dude, if I could get my hands on one of those Nissan jerseys, dude.
That'd be so sweet.
And take a picture of my Nissan car.
That's such a collectible. We gotta
Double the love, man.
Look on eBay
Nissan,
for
what up?
Japanese corporate baseball jerseys. That's the next purchase right there, bud.
Oh, I want that on my. Not only do I want it on, I don't even want it on my wall. I want to wear it so I can like walk around town representing Nissan.
Can I do outro music on my Japanese
you can
segment?
do
Because
whatever
I'll
you want.
just I don't know. We have so much cool. I don't even know what this song is. Well, that's that one. I always like this one though.
It's a jam.
So there it is,
It's
folks.
a ripper.
That's Turnstile's Japanese diatribe. I'll probably repeat the exact same thing verbatim in like 2 months, and will not even remember what I said. Because I know I've said some of that shit before.
Nobody else
but
will either.
Nobody's listening.
Like,
anyway,
oh
so-
man, actually we have 3 people right now.
I don't know who those people are.
My wife Samantha, I think, is listening.
Yep. Miss Raymond.
I have YouTube up. So I
Wait,
can,
she doesn't want me to call her Miss Raymond. No, she says that one
Yeah.
time. She's like, don't call me that.
She didn't say it aggressively
Sam.
like that
Yeah.
though. You're making
Sorry.
it seem like she said asshole.
Sorry.
Don't call me that. Like, oh god.
So yeah, get your
Oh,
plane
Dios mío.
tickets. Get your plane tickets to Japan, and yeah, we got the filter. I go back to the. Oh, you want me to go back to the focus this filter? This is good for probably one segment. I don't know if people just trip out after a while.
My wife Samantha, my wife,
Yep.
said I'm just gonna start saying Samantha so that way people know,
Let's
will
start
know her
doing it.
name. But she's like I'm always listening, so she's an
awesome.
OG.
Okay. All right. Well, let me
Listening
go
all
back to
time.
the.
She's
Because we
probably
could go no filter, but it's almost like I don't like going no filter. We could go no filter for a little bit,
we can
or
close
focus
it out with a no filter.
with no filter. We
Yeah.
got an hour and a half. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, let me go to no filter and we'll close it out.
I think the camera work and all the adjusting adds to the show.
It
It's-
does.
People's like, man, that's so cool. We're probably not saying that, but if they are. Last week I realized I walked up to the camera and I gave it the finger. I was like, fuck off. You know? That's it's a little lagging. There we go. Now it's regular. People can see what we really look like. Son of a bitch.
Still, it's not. What's this one? This is the chill. This is the chill outro.
Yeah.
We just let that play real low. I don't know if everybody's
We've
getting
had
it.
that on there for a while.
I know. I like it. It's very relaxing. I would take a nap to this.
Yeah.
Right?
Smoke a little doobie beforehand.
On the way out. Doobie laced with PCP.
I personally like mine laced with heroin, but that's just because I live dangerously, you know.
Yeah.
So, have you ever seen? Oh shit! Jimmy Campbell just commented. He said, "I assumed the finger was for me." I'm
Jimmy's in there.
like, sure, why not?
Is it too late to call Jimmy? Should we just call Jimmy right now?
I
Plug
don't
in the
know.
phone. He's watching.
So like, here's what I think how I just thought of this, but like,
It was like we call people that comment.
have you ever seen that video for King Curtis? Okay, so basically, what I think of you, if you ever watch it, so your whole MLB thing,
Yeah.
you loved MLB at first, like I have been nice all day, but now I'm coming to the edge. Like you're pissed with MLB.
Just
Damn, someone watching on YouTube, dude. So, Samantha, Jimmy, me apparently,
everybody. Let's
the whole crew
give
is
old
here.
Jimmy a call. Now,
No.
Jim, you know what Jimmy's going to talk about? I haven't had a chance to look at it, but Jimmy sent me.
He talked about that wreck last week. I was like, holy fuck.
Well, that was crazy, but
was, like-
he sent me the email. Let me see if we can hear the ringing. This is where you got to use Audition, though. You got to see
Yeah.
the levels. It doesn't.
Sir.
Hey, buddy, you're on the show.
All right.
Our combat correspondent, but we have to mess with
It's awful
levels.
quiet today. There's no
Yeah, the cell
gunshots,
phone's always
so-
quiet. So I'm just gonna go. Let you say test 1, 2, 3, and I'll turn you up.
Test 1, 2, 3.
So that's so little. We gotta go. You gotta go all the way up to here with the cell phone. I think.
Yeah.
I usually am loud, so
There we go.
I'll probably blow it out.
Okay, say one more thing, Jimmy.
Test 1, 2, 3. Test 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, that's pretty good. You really got to come up on the cell phone to get the audio in. Well, yeah, bud, we're cutting it. We forgot to start Audition. Not that it matters because I looked at our Anchor podcast numbers and one person listened to the Spotify version last week, and that one person was me. So, but I haven't looked at the Caltech. I haven't looked at Caltech's stuff that you sent, but I'm really interested in looking at that. But how's everything going? Colin
well, yeah,
Gill
that's it.
settled up to
It's-
Arkansas State up there.
Yeah, got him up there. He's doing well, and it's kind of an awesome little setup. They're at Mountain Home, and that town is awesome. Kind of it's kind of like the Jayhawk leagues back in the day. How those little towns would get behind the teams, because there was really not much else there.
Yep.
That's kind of how Mountain Home is. They really love this baseball team because there's really not much else there. So it's kind of a cool little setup, and it's going to be a lot of fun for him. So I'm excited.
Well, that's good baseball. I'm just going to pull it up. Do they have sweet facilities up there?
Not bad. I mean, it's not bad. It's JUCO baseball though. It's not like D1 or anything. It's JUCO baseball. It's a, you know, they got an apartment complex that they kind of bought, that the school bought, and they basically put the baseball team in that. And so that's kind of, it actually not even an apartment. It's a hotel.
Yep.
That they bought, and it's kind of sweet. I mean, it's, you know, it's not a bad little set. I mean, everything in there is kind of nice. They got an indoor facility. You know, the baseball field's not bad. It's just not a bad situation. So we'll see.
Here's what I want to know. I'm looking. I'm looking at the homepage right now. And there's a picture of all these fans wearing their orange like Caltech gear, and there's a guy in a purple shirt. I'm like, what the fuck? Why didn't you wear your shirt?
Let's see
Like,
here.
you're letting the team down, dude. Where's your shirt? Like, this guy's just wearing his fucking purple button-down shirt.
Arkansas State Mountain.
That's the guy didn't even realize that Cal State had a team until that day. That's who that guy is.
He's all like, damn, I feel awkward now, oh, buddy.
Right.
Anyway,
There we go.
No, but they wrote up a couple little things on it and kind of projected out, I think 599 or 602 and some other different things conservatively.
Yeah.
Based on what they're looking at. And you know, like I said, it's kind of interesting if you look at it that way, but like I said, I kind of want it to be the first edition of the Granville World of Domination.
Was that Spencer Adcock is the?
Yeah, that's the coach.
I saw that for a second. I thought it said Ed Rock. That's how Beastie Boys my mind is.
They got a good assistant coach as well that used to be an assistant with Van Horn at Arkansas. And like I said, it's just a new program, but it's for a new program. They're doing a lot of stuff. I mean, they've got a lot of good things for a new program. So
wow, that's good to go, man.
Like I said, for him, it's just all about, you know, it's all about development. You know what I mean? Just play. And one greatest thing about JUCOs is there's really no rules. So they're just they worked out like 5 hours yesterday. So
yeah.
I was so tired, but that's how they do it.
When did you get into the episode? When did you check out the live stream? Because Dutch Chattahoochee went down the trail on David Wells pitching drunk after partying with Saturday Night Live cast members at Tavern on the Green, I'm assuming. And
I didn't get that. I got in the Japanese baseball segment because I had a 10 o'clock this morning.
Okay, nice.
I couldn't get into the Japanese till that, but it kind of sucks because I'll go back and listen to everything, but it's not as fun. It's not as fun when you can't comment. So yeah, I had some fun Major League Baseball sponsored comments that we could go down that road.
Yeah, what are those? Let's go down that road. Let's definitely go down that road.
Sponsoring, Nissan sponsors in Japan, all that, but like here would be Winchester and
get some rifle sponsorships.
I know. Yeah, you'd have Lockheed Martin. We drop bombs on you. You could do some fun stuff here.
They could.
I know they have like Busch Stadium. They have Budweiser for the Cardinals, but I wish somebody would like Pabst Blue Ribbon would sponsor a team.
Oh, it's coming.
Oh yeah,
it's absolutely
look at this shirt
coming.
I'm wearing, dude. PBR, what's up? But yeah,
it's absolutely 100% coming. There isn't a jersey in English Premier League, Japanese League, every league. It's a business. In Major League Baseball, in no way cares.
No.
Like there's nothing about tradition of this game or the love of the sport that they care. They've made it very clear that business comes first, and we will monkey with the game to whatever extent it takes to get eyeballs and views in the seats and sell advertising.
Well, basketball's starting to do
coming.
that. Basketball's starting to do that now. Where they have like sponsors on the jersey.
Oh, yeah. Well, they're putting their toe in the hot tub, and then you're like, oh, that's a good temperature, and then they just jump.
Yeah.
That's what you do.
Well, what sucks is the more they do it, the worse it gets, and the more people don't watch. And it's just idiotic. I just can't stand it.
I mean, to me, it's not. That's honestly, if you want to slap advertiser on a jersey, I kind of, because I have a Mexican League jersey.
I think it's cool. I don't have
that has a bunch of stuff all over it, like Bud Light, and it's kind of a cool Mexico City Diablos jersey. So that doesn't necessarily bug me as much as like the Universal DH or Ghost Runners, where you're effing with the game. You know,
it's like in soccer, they have tons of sponsors.
And like Premier
jerseys.
League, it's always a different sponsor where nobody cares. It's good soccer, but But yeah, so the sponsorship thing is coming because I feel like it's pretty low on my meter of cares, and they maybe know that, and they're like, dude, it's millions of dollars. Why wouldn't we do it?
Yeah, I'll argue against you,
Yeah,
Ernie.
yeah.
I don't think it's coming because I think they know it's pretty low on your meters of care, and they're trying to piss Ernie
They're
Granville off.
just trying to give me an ulcer. I think you're right.
Because
Give-
now that they have HEBs in Dallas, the Rangers could be sponsored by HEB.
Goodness
Nice.
gracious.
Nice.
HEB night. So
Yeah, I just don't think, like I said, I don't think the commissioner and those guys understand the history of baseball in the sense that, and you've heard me say this, Ernie, a million times, but baseball wasn't America's game because it's the most popular. It's America's game because it mimics American life better
Yeah.
than any game out there. You get up every day and you got to go be professional and do your job, and that's what Major League Baseball players do every single day.
that's
you
right.
know, and they miss that concept, and it's not supposed to be like football where you sit down and watch it for 3 hours.
Not supposed to be easy. It's not supposed
It's
to be
supposed
action
passive where
packed.
you can have the radio on.
I have a side story for action packed, but that's something else.
Well, it is
Yeah.
action packed if you consider the nastiness of the pitch or the beauty of the double play. But it's
Yeah.
like, no, dude, we want dingers, we want doubles, and then we want games to be 2 hours, and then we'll be happy. I was
Yeah.
like, well, that's not baseball, dudes.
No, I
I
agree.
know that helps you sell Tide bleach, but it's still not baseball.
I don't like how they're trying to speed up the game. It's so stupid.
Well, and there's some simple ways to do that I think that'll be good.
Yeah,
I don't mind the clock for whatever reason, except for messing up. When pitchers get in that rhythm, messing
Yeah.
up the pitch out of the rhythm, right?
yeah. Could you say that guy at LSU that was doing it like he was intentionally? They were just really trying to drag it out.
Yeah.
And then like the umpire like rung him up, said like you're out for stepping
Yeah.
out of the box so much, and then people's heads exploded. And I was like, you know what? I don't know where I stand on that one because it's
Yeah.
such a douchebag move
It is.
to be like, I can't beat you on the field, so now I'm going to play mind games where I drag ass in the batter's box for way, way too long, and the fans don't even like it. I was like, you know
Right.
what? I want you to get sawed off or rung up looking reverse K and just get embarrassed because you're acting like a D-bag right now. So the fact that ump goes, you know what? F you, dude. You're just out right now. It kind of gets to the end that I want to see happen to that batter and coach that told him to do that anyway. So I didn't really have as much beef with that. But
Here's my problem: is the goddamn amount of gear these players wear. That's what takes forever. They gotta adjust their gloves, their shin guard, their elbow pad, their sleeve. Like, come on, dude, just fucking bat. I don't
yeah,
know.
I don't know what.
I say this every time is that, and again, this is just me, and I may have said it last time I did because I preach this everywhere. Is you want to speed the game up, have the catcher call the game.
Yeah,
Well,
right.
You can't have signals. No more signals. They're going the other way. They're putting a signal. They're having the catcher and the pitcher and coach and have them wearing headpieces where you can talk in between that.
Yep.
Which I love if it's media, right? I love it if the catcher's wearing it for the announcers or the hitter's wearing it for the announcers or whatever.
Yep.
But let the catcher call the game. I mean, that would be so. Like I said, Caltech catcher would probably get drafted if that's the case, right? I mean, the smartest catchers in college are going to get drafted. They're going to go back to the old school catchers where they're like, okay, we got to have those catchers that are smart, that know the game, that can do that, because we have to have a catcher that can process this information. Because right now, catchers don't have to think; they just go and just play. They're just renting their bodies to the Major League Baseball. That's all they're doing.
That's exactly. I couldn't agree more. That, and I know coaches call some pitches, but it's like you just gotta let the players play. Like you can
Let them play.
Just let them
And
play.
that's why you're getting on the catching side. That's why you're getting the catchers that aren't as good as catchers but can hit, because that's who's getting picked up now. Is if you can hit and run and you're a catcher, you're more than likely to get drafted. Where back in the day, my dad used to always preach, "Hey man, if you can catch and if you're really a catcher, I don't really care about your average." You know what I mean? Because that's what it used to be like. But now it's just gotten to where they just, is what it is.
I would say Yadier Molina is the last of those kind of players.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I would agree. One of my favorite catching stories was Tom Grieve was talking about. You remember Tom Grieve?
Grieve. But he wasn't a catcher, was he? Wasn't he like first base?
No. He was a hitter, but he was talking about the I believe it was like was it Munson? I think it was Munson, one of those catchers back in the day. And he said he was just in a horrible slump. He was like 0 for 48. And, it's just that he's pressing real hard and he's just in horrible. And he has no speed, right? Grieve had no speed.
Yep.
This is back in the 70s. and he's like pressing, and he said he gets in the box and he looks down the line, third base playing way back, and he goes, he never bunted ever, unless it's sacrifice bunt, he never bunted.
Yeah.
And said he took about an inch or two forward just to kind of get a better angle on that drag. And Munson said, trying to get out of your slump, Greavy, huh? You thinking about butting down that third baseline?
That's awesome.
They were just so perceptive because that was their deal. That was their focus. They didn't, they were into the game. They could tell if you moved an inch up, 2 inches up,
Oh my goodness. That's a great story. Grieve, is he still calling the games for the Rangers? Because I've been seeing different dudes in there.
Yeah, he's kind of stepped back a little bit on that, but he's one of my favorite announcers.
He's one of my favorites.
That guy's been there forever because when I lived in Dallas, he was calling those games.
Grieve was his insight. Like, he was talking about a color guy that would give you so much insight into Major League Baseball. It was awesome.
Yeah, he's by far my favorite. And then back in the day when Ben Grieve was playing, I got to play against him and then played with him a little bit here in Dallas. We were the same age. His son.
Yeah.
Tom Grieve would come to the games, and Tom Grieve and my dad just, of course, they hit it off. And my dad thinks, he's like, man, the nicest human being you've ever met is Tom Grieve, And so when they're nice like that, you kind of like him a lot more. But he's genuinely a good guy. So.
That's a good baseball star. And Tom Grieve, I believe, and you might know this, but both of you guys might know this. I think that he is in the video of Rock the Casbah for the Clash.
100% did not know that, and that is.
Why would he be in there for what? Like, that song's old.
Exactly. Why?
That's
what I love. Obscure baseball history, and I'm gonna find it.
What role did he play?
Why would me and Dutch just? Oh yeah, you guys probably know that.
Well, because he's a music guy, and then you're an ultimate Tom Grieve. Because I swear I heard that
I've never
watching
heard that
a Rangers
story,
broadcast.
I've never heard that story.
I'll find it. I'll find
Maybe
it.
you're making it up or something.
Nope.
I think
it's a great story. I hope it's true. I hope it's true so badly. I really do.
I remember those teams when I was a kid. They were shit.
It's 100% true. Let's go here. Okay. I Rock the Casbah.
I have never heard that story in my life. I don't think you're finding anything, huh?
No, he appeared at the very end of the original Ramones video for Substitute. But
what was he, like an extra? Just like hanging around or what?
I could actually see that the more I think about it. I mean,
well, no, like you have to go watch the Rock the Casbah video. Oh, I spelled it wrong because Rock the Casbah is filmed, and there's like a bunch of oil wells. It was filmed in Texas.
Hell yeah.
Let me find
Tom
it.
Grieve.
He's like one of the dudes I can find. Yeah, see, like right here, I swear, I'm gonna pull this up so it shows up on the podcast. And I can't remember the story that Grieve told, but it's for any listener to go Google down the rabbit hole. I swear he's in that video. I swear he's in that video because it was filmed in Texas, and there's like this oil rig, and it's not showing up right now, but I got to go here. So let me go like this, and right here, it should. Yeah, see how they're like filming this? This is like, there's like an oil rig. For all we know, that's flipping Snyder, Texas. That's Post right there. Yeah. And Grieve, I don't know if he's the dude in the hood or he's like that guy's Grieve. He's somewhere in there because the only way I would have thought that up, like I wouldn't make that up, right? I just like,
you could.
He was doing what Tom Grieve does best. He's just talking craziness while he's doing a Rangers broadcast. It's like, get the out of here. You're in Rock the Casbah, and it's like, yeah, I was totally filmed in Texas. And yeah, so somewhere, I swear, somewhere in here is Tom Grieve. But it's up to baseball fans to find. And I don't know what his connection to music is. I don't know why it says he's in a Ramones video.
I have a feeling you're going to text me like 4 in the morning. I found him.
This is the obscure baseball content that 3BGB should be known for.
Yeah, this
You know?
is the undercover. This is the undercover part of it.
This is
right?
the underground baseball reporting. People
Underground part.
don't know that kind of stuff. They don't know about
Right.
corporate league baseball in Japan.
They do now.
Or I'm saying Tavern on the Green is where David Wells got hammered. If you're the
Probably.
bartender that served or overserved David Wells before his start, why don't you chime in? You should be in Cooperstown.
If my memory is correctly, didn't David Wells host an episode,
Probably.
I think, of that show at one point?
Yeah.
Or a Yankees player? I know Derek Jeter did, but
Yeah.
not a fan of that guy. But
So probably getting all kinds of like proprietary rights issues. But
fuck it.
Tom Grieve is in Rock the Casbah, according to me. And
Well,
I've got nothing else for the show. I'm
That's-
spent, but we did get Jimmy Campbell on here, so we got all
good enough for me.
correspondence accounted
Yes.
for.
Yes.
All right, bud. Well, I'll let you get back to work, but I want to call you because I saw you pipe in there. I go, Earl, should we call
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy there, Dutch? And
He's
he's like,
always-
why not? So
Always call. I love it. I
he
love
shouldn't
it.
have to
So,
work since his family owns soup. You know what I'm saying?
I
And I'm sure
wish.
you've heard that joke a million times, but I think it's a great joke. It's funny.
Yeah, if I owned that, I'd be eating soup for lunch here and not having to go, go get it.
I would hate to be that family too, because all you would have is soup. It's like, Mom, I'm
Right.
fucking tired of soup. Like, God damn, 3
We
times a
just
day.
do, like something chunky. Like you can just see a little boy like, can we just do something chunky and beefy? And the mom's like, what a great idea. We're doing that next week. We're gonna manufacture chunky and beefy soup.
It's like
Oh,
I've had
man.
soup every day for 3 meals a day. I'm getting tired of this shit.
Can
want
I
something else?
can I throw one thing out there though?
I'll catch
Uh,
it. Throw it.
Campbell is Scottish, if I'm not mistaken, Jimmy.
Absolutely.
And I was like, you can trace
Campbell, huh.
the Campbells back to Scotland, and there's like a castle, and there's the Campbell clan, and I don't know what I was. I was like watching PBS or something, and it was the guy who was the head of the Campbell clan, and he's super nice, and his wife, they still like live in the castle, right?
Yeah.
And it's in this small town. And the people in the town love them because they're like, you're like royalty or whatever. You don't want to hang, but no, they come down and like buy baked goods and sell T-shirts and stuff at the castle. And this dude was like real philosophical about it. He's like, yeah, you got to have a job. You got to go do stuff. It's like, this is my heritage. It's important to the Campbell clan. And he was just like kind of does this whole PBS thing on the Campbell clan. And he was real accessible. Like he was there with his wife and kids, and they like would talk to people as they came through when they were doing tours. And I was like, how much fun would that be to take Jimmy Campbell and the Campbells back to
Where
Scotland
it all started.
and just say,
I'm in.
and just be like, hey, Campbell clan king, or, Sir Campbell, this is one of your people, Jimmy. And like for him to meet and see how gregarious and successful his people are being in Texas, he's like, I knew it. You're an absolute. He could probably just look at you. He's like, I can tell you're a Campbell.
He's like,
Yeah,
say
he'd probably
something.
judge me and be like, why haven't you taken over Texas already?
No, he
Yeah.
was awesome, but I was like, I see where you get it. The Campbells are just good stock
Well, he-
all the way
I think there's
down.
a couple-
Oh, good stock, huh? You little
Yep.
super reference there. I saw
Yep.
that. I saw that.
Yeah, there's a couple.
Pun
there's a couple of those,
accidentally intended.
Yeah, there's a couple of those little Campbell castles over there, and my cousins have been over there, and they say you can stay there for free if you're a Campbell.
Oh man, that'd be
You know,
sweet.
You also know how I know Jimmy's a great name?
Yep.
My dad's name is Jimmy.
There you go,
Nice,
Jimmy Jim.
There we go.
nice, very nice.
We're getting some feedback on our
The legend
our
of the
video thing,
name.
but it doesn't really matter because it's how many of our viewers. But anyway, shout out to
Well, all right,
the
guys. Well,
Campbells.
I'll
I'll let you go, bud, and then we'll
you
wrap
guys
it.
go, and y'all finish the show up strong, and we'll talk to you. We'll talk to you next week.
We shall, buddy. We'll give you some. We'll give some bump music on the way out for Jimmy right here. We'll see what this one is. Well, that's the chill one, right? I don't think Jimmy can hear it, but he'll hear it when he watches it. That's the Jimmy
Yeah.
Campbell bump music right there. Combat correspondent signing
I feel
off.
like he should be giving a monologue right now.
All right, bud. I'm hitting the hang up button.
We'll see y'all later.
All right, bud.
See you
Bye.
around. Like he cuts to like him talking. I've done a lot of crazy things in my life and a lot of bad things, but what I done,
Jimmy rates his own bum music. We'll put it nice and low. Just talk over that on our way out. Got anything else, bud? That was a good show. Another
I had
show in the
something
books.
random to talk about, but it was like a 5-second funny thing, and I can't remember.
But now we're just writing sketches and shot lists and stuff.
Yes, and with the help of Danny.
Oh, should we put up a Danny video on the way out?
I think so.
Okay, let's
I-
kill the bum music.
Like I said, his HOA stuff is great.
I'm gonna pull that up for
You know what though too is the honey bun stuff was so funny. I love the body double they had where he was like the funniest
my
thing dude, was
gosh.
like when they were like shaking, like that was so great. Like you saw the guy at the table with the honey bun on the fork like shaking, but he was still trying to force it down to eat it.
So, for the massive fan base we have, I can't. I think it's Who Likes Snacks. Who Likes Snacks? For the massive fan base we have, we shot a promo video that some people have seen. Um,
Yeah, it's who
let's-
likes snacks.
Who likes? Is it with an S? Who likes snacks? Danny. Okay, here we go. Here's this actor reel, which is hilarious. I'm just gonna get this going, but like, who likes snacks? Let's go here.
I
You know
love-
what's hilarious was actually really funny is I'm gonna do the waffle fitness because it only has like 2 views.
I do love the cuts where he's like, "Hey, my name's Danny," and he goes, "This is something totally different" before he even finishes
Dude.
the sentence.
This guy's hilarious. So I got to go to OBS and get the
Like-
window capture device up.
When he blows up, you can be like, "I know that guy."
Dude, it's freaking it's a riot, man. So we're gonna put Danny OK down here. So, but he's the guy. He's really good at film. He works with Alamo City Studios, and he did the promo that nobody saw for Longest Home Run Ever, and then he's doing all kinds. So if you can find him on Vimeo or what have you, it's
YouTube,
absolutely. It's absolutely priceless. I gotta have to go back over to this.
It's on the screen. Yeah, I see it.
Oh wait, no, I gotta pause it because don't do the sound unless I turn it on on the computer. Let's do that. Now we're gonna have double echo. So good.
All right, folks. This is waffle workout chest press. Now, this requires a lot of strength, and I would advise getting a friend to help you. But since I've been doing this for hundreds of years, I don't need anybody. So I'm going to start off with a low 2 waffles and just do a basic press. So just bring it down and breathe it up, like very slow. You can just feel your muscles. A basic press.
Dude's a genius.
Now, guys, I just
And we're getting echo because we don't know how sound works.
protein drinks, so I'm a little more rich right now, as you can tell. Again, I recommend just taking one syrup protein drink. First, you get a plastic knife. I recommend taking one protein drink. Coarse syrup, protein shaker, and a lid. Okay, I'm gonna show you what to do. He pours a whole fucking bottle of syrup in the cup. Just keep going. The more syrup, the better for you. Trust me. I'm a professional workout person. Okay. This is. He does.
Okay, pause for a second.
does-
I gotta mute. It
He
just-
he pours like he's like I would start out with only one protein shake. You know, I'm a professional.
dude, it's so good. Like if you check out his actor reel, his HOA stuff, but
That is the best.
he's
I
doing
keep
this
saying
at-
that, but
at Alamo City Studios,
I
like
thought that was at his
downtown.
house.
No, that's Alamo City Studios right there. That's like the coffee room at Alamo City Studios. And he probably had to mop it up because he pours shit everywhere here in a second.
Oh
but-
yeah, obviously cleaned up.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sure people walking by and were like, "What the fuck is this guy doing?" Then I close it. And for all your health nuts out there, we're gonna cut some bananas and put it into the shake. For your health nuts. It's a whole fucking piece. Pretend like you're a waffle bird. I'm a waffle bird.
I mean, that's fucking gold.
Pretend you, who was it? Pretend you're a waffle bird. He's like, ah.
There's so much good stuff on Who Likes Snacks.
See,
But
this is a shit that needs to be like known.
because we could spend another hour of podcast just going through his sketches, Dog
I think next week
TV.
we'll have to like figure a way to play the sound with the videos.
Yeah, like
And
I
we'll
don't
do
know if
a-
I'm ever gonna figure that out, but
We'll do a segment on that.
Yeah. But it's priceless shit, frankly.
Like when you meet him, you wouldn't think that he like had like he's funny dude, but you wouldn't think like he would have a whole fucking
Oh,
library.
he keeps it straight and professional. Because I think
Yeah.
when he came out to baseball, he's like, "What the fuck does?" Because that was real short notice. Marco from Alamo City Studios was like, "I got a guy," and so he came out and did it. And him and Joseph, the guy that did the drone, were like they were
Yeah.
being total pros. Like you would have never known he was the funniest person of all time.
But on the way to the Denver airport, I knew he was funny because he had a lot of jokes that he was telling. It was kinda
Dude,
stuff.
his funny chops are off the charts. Like we're not even in that league. He's fucking in the show, and
Yeah.
we're in like rookie
We're
developmental
Bush
league.
League.
It's Bush League shit, but like you find people like that, you hang on to them. That's all I know. So shout out to
We'll definitely get
Danny,
some.
okay.
We'll get some work done with him too. We'll get something going.
For sure.
I think our sketch is gonna be great because we have him helping us out.
Yeah, we got hooked up with some pros now. So
And obviously they'll be co-writing because he clearly knows what he's doing in terms
it's
of writing.
amazing. All right. Well, thanks, Dutch, man, for coming in. I'm glad the car got fixed and you came in for another show.
My wife drove me. Well, Samantha drove me to the fucking AutoZone place like 9 o'clock at night and helped me put the battery in.
Yeah.
Because I don't know shit about putting anything in.
It's all good, bud.
Except something else, if you know what I mean. No, but yeah,
Because like if you didn't show up, I was like, well, I guess I'll cut that fucking crypto show that nobody's gonna watch.
because I didn't want you to drive all the way up to my house because I live like 20 minutes from
I'd
here.
have done it because this was the plan for today anyway. So got the thing on Friday. But for those who don't know what TWIRB is, if you really want to talk about Major League Baseball and launch angles and that kind of dumb shit, go watch one of the real fucking podcasts.
We're here to talk about whatever.
We just talk out of our asses and give you baseball content.
I will say this to shout out to Quick Trip
Quick Trip, okay.
because whenever I need a snacky snack, they always have the best snacks. So
Yeah.
just want to say that.
Yeah,
Just wanted to put that in.
I appreciate that.
And shout out to the guy at the counter. I don't know his name, and I should because I talk to him all the time, but he's really cool. So.
Are you familiar? Actually, one more YouTube thing. I don't know who these guys are. They're actually like real quote unquote.
Experts
They're real experts.
at what? Like these guys are experts. At,
Well,
like,
no, like you know how
experts-
there's like YouTubers or whatever, like Mr. Beast and
that guy.
is shit or
You
whatever.
know what? I cannot get behind that guy.
I don't know, but there's like that's what they do. They're like professional. So I found this I was looking for Danny's thing and I found must have snacks.
Oh, okay.
These guys I think are actually from Dallas, so I think it's cool if we support them.
There's a band from Dallas called Noogie, and they're badass.
They don't
They're a punk
really
band.
need support because they're huge. They have like fucking millions of 7.8 million subscribers. But they made this fucking video, and I thought the editing on it was fucking super awesome. So I guess I'm just gonna play that. And I just was looking for Danny stuff, and I found this. And I thought it was funny as shit. So I'm just gonna play it. Get the mute off. Get some echo going.
What
and
was
hold
that?
my mic up.
What was that annoying? Like they're annoying as fuck, but they're like those group of like 4 or 5 guys that do like different sports.
Oh well, no, dude. Perfect is cool.
Yeah, there we go. I can't. Yeah, those guys are kind of annoying, but that's just
I'm
my
not saying that
personal
because
opinion.
I hope to work with them one day, and they're legends. But,
Sorry.
well, that would help us. But anyway, check out this shit. This is fucking funny as hell, especially the opener.
That is some like expert level editing.
Right? Did you see like popped his fucking
The shirt where the shirt like was in the middle of the screen, and it like he walked out of his shirt, but the shirt was still there.
Yeah, that like they started flashing it, and then he
Yeah.
goes, bah, and
Yeah.
he popped it off. I was like,
I see that. I'm like, I'm never gonna be on that.
that
level,
was
but-
pretty fucking sick, actually. So that was a good. I'll close that. But I was looking for Danny. So if you find either one of those, that's lots of fun. But I got Dutch Chattahoochee
Must
up on
have snacks.
fucking 4th floor of the Nakatomi Towers.
That's why I would never be a good famous person. I would just talk shit about.
You know why
people.
Summer's been crazy too is because you haven't played golf with Nakatomi in like 3 weeks.
Me?
He's fucking
No.
pissed.
Well, I told him that like I
He's
had
like,
shit going on.
Dutch doesn't. He's like Dutch doesn't like me. I was like, that's not it. That's not it.
I sent him a text message, but he hasn't I don't think he's responded.
I wouldn't do it for long, man. That guy's the golden goose. He's keeping this operation alive. You know.
Yeah. Well, he's like I said, we're the only sports show on 97.9 The Cat.
I don't know if they're playing tomorrow because of the rain, but he plays golf every Thursday. So
I mean, it's supposed to rain this
make an
weekend.
appearance before he gets even more pissed. You know.
Yeah.
You've seen him go off on his assistant. He'll spittle in your face.
I don't want to bring it up because I don't want to relive that moment.
He loves you, dude. You just
Yeah.
he needs just make
That-
time for
well,
Nakatomi.
That doesn't mean I gotta accept his anger issues either. You know,
Well, he doesn't really get mad at us. It's just the assistants.
he did buy me lunch the other day after the golf game.
That was
Usually
nice.
I had to pay for it, but he's like, I got you.
Dude, he's got deep pockets.
Yeah.
All right, I'll let you push any button you want for bump out, and then we'll just.
You
get
don't
out of
remember
here.
the tracks, do you?
I kind of do. I kind of don't.
We're
but
gonna go with 4 because why not?
Why not? That was my number at JUCO.
Brett Favre.
Slide that up to 20. Oh, it's a perfect outro right there. Till next time, folks. TWIRB. 3BGB episode 18.
See you next week at some
TWIRB
point.
2. There's no science to it. We'll see you all next
No.
time.